sport early on. But ultimately, when it's 5-on-5, and there's been some penalties in this series already, as we talked about, but at 5-on-5, I think Winnipeg would like a lot of things that they did. Yes, some puck management things going on there in the second period that certainly they'll want to clean up, and they don't want to give up those types of chances. But the thing that stood out to me about Game 2 is how well Winnipeg's bottom six played against Dallas's bottom six. The high danger chances were heavily in the favor of the Winnipeg Jets, and of course, the work of that Morgan Barron line led to the goal by Adam Lowry, a huge goal in that game in the second period. So we'll see if Winnipeg can win that battle. And you know that Mark Scheifele and his group up top, along with Vlad Nemestikov's line, they want to exert their will. There we go. Over the Dallas Stars in their own building and really grab onto some momentum here in this series.
I like your point about the matchups. And you don't get last change. Coaches will tell you there are ways around that when you come into an opposing building. And certainly if you've run a bench long enough, as Scott Arniel has, Davis Payne, and Dean Chenault, there's tricks to the trade. But for me, if you can't get the Lowry line out against Rantanen, I want Neil Pionk and Dylan Samberg as my secondary option. To get those two out, that's the priority for me. Not necessarily the Lowry line, but that D pairing out against Rantanen, especially with the way that we saw Neil Pionk handle Mikko Rantanen on Friday night.
Yeah, and you ask him, he gives up maybe an inch and a couple of pounds to Mikko Rantanen. The game notes will tell you a little bit differently, but, those are all fudge numbers, right, Neil? So you're right. He did a tremendous job. A lot of it was just getting inside. A lot of it was making sure he didn't have room to work, getting that stick under control early. Just a whole lot of little fundamentals that Neil Pionk and Dylan Samberg did really well in game number 2 to help limit a player like Mikko Rantanen, who, as we had talked about a lot, kind of between game 1 and game 2, really was on an absolute tear.
Well, also, these two teams are tied for the league lead in penalties against. They both have been 31 times short in the postseason, so discipline We'll get a late icing call against the Dallas Stars. And are they also checking for a penalty here as well? Yes, indeed.
Winnipeg penalty 62. Minor penalty, high sticking.
High sticking call to Nino Niederreiter. That happened just 22 seconds into Game 3 today.
And Niederreiter just in pursuit of Harley there, just tried to get a stick in there, and Niederreiter's stick's kind of rode up Harley's stick and right up and hit him right on the side of the face, right in front of the official.
So Dallas onto the power play for the first time, and right off the face-off, Rantanen's shot just goes wide. Winnipeg will corral the puck there in Sandberg and send it all the way down the ice. So Niederreiter, 2 minutes for high sticking, 22 seconds in. And 1 for 5 with the man advantage are the Dallas Stars in this series. They'll get it down inside that Winnipeg end. Punched up along the boards. Bonato kept in by Harley to the near side. Dancing around. Chopped it in along the boards. Rescued there. Harley still after it again. Now for Wyatt Johnston up top. Onto the far side. Quick shot toward the net. That's blocked. Grabbed again by Rantanen. Back toward the line. Harley shoots. Blocked in front. Tumbled in toward the corner. That came off to Mestikov, who spears at the puck. He'll grab it and pull it off the boards and send it all the way down. And Winnipeg will make some changes here. 1:10 into this hockey game. Just underway. Power play for Dallas. They'll maneuver now through that neutral ice. Onto the far side. Dadonov will hand it off. They get it established into where the slots again. Chopped off the puck. Rescued again by Harley. Onto the far side for Rantanen. Back up top for Harley. Harley walks the line. Shoots. Blocked in front. Rebound. Over to the near side. And racing after it is Tanev. And he'll scoop it up. Twist 180 and fire it all the way down the ice.
Good clears by Winnipeg in this penalty kill so far. And Dylan Sandberg makes a great play. Rantanen was looking for Rupe Hintz, who was streaking right through the middle of the ice, but Sandberg was able to block that pass.
Granlund across the line. Up top now for Lindell. Swings it to the near side. Marchman moving in. Shoots. It's off a stick and over the net. Into the meshing and back onto the ice surface. And we'll get a stoppage of play. Winnipeg Jets hockey brought to you in part by Winnipeg Clinic, Wallace & Wallace, and the Dairy Farmers of Manitoba.
26 seconds left in the penalty kill. A big face-off here early for Adam Lowry in the Winnipeg Jets defensive zone. Figure if you win this back and you get that early clear, it won't be a whole lot of time left in the early penalty kill. A little bit of momentum for Winnipeg.
Face off to the right of Hellebuyck. Granlund will take the draw. Well, they didn't do it fairly. Granlund is going to be weighed. Marchman will come in against Lowry to do the damage at the dot. And Lowry will tie up. Scraped off the dot, right to the Jets. They cleared out toward the line, but not out. And yes, it did go out. No, off a hand and back in. Called by one of the referees of Lindell and his right hand. So that's to the advantage of Dallas. Jets get a break. Face off marched into the neutral ice area. And still 21 seconds remaining in the penalty to Nino Niederreiter.
Yeah, Chris Rooney pretty emphatic about that. Winnipeg does well off that scrambled face-off to get that puck and get a little bit of a break there because, yeah, you're right, Paul. That clearing attempt kind of just goes right toward Lindell, and he was able to stop it, but off that hand.
Dallas wins the draw. Curl back inside their own zone with some speed. Rantanen through that middle of the ice. Hands it off on the far side. Got it back again. Cuts into where the slot twist. Got tripped up. Another penalty coming up to Winnipeg. Josh Morrissey got a stick right into the feet of Mikko Rantanen. So there are 5 seconds remaining in the initial call. There'll be a tripping call to Josh Morrissey. It'll be a 5-on-3 for the Stars for 5 seconds.
44, minor penalty, tripping.
Yeah, Rantanen takes a drop pass and then tries to spin off the check of Josh Morrissey, and both their legs just kind of come together, and that's what Rantanen ends up tripping over. And well, Winnipeg just about got through that first PK. Now they've got more work to do.
Face-off to the right of Hellebuyck. They need a face-off win. They lose the draw. Harley at the point. Cast it in toward the corner. Controlled again. Back toward the line. Niederreiter's out of the penalty box. It's a 5-on-4. Sent out in front and a redirect. They score. Rupe hits. A redirect from the mid-slot. Put it past Hellebuyck. It's a power play goal for Dallas. They're up and running. 2 minutes and 27 seconds in to game number 3. 1-0 for the Stars.
Yeah, just off of a face-off win, and Nino Niederreiter is coming out of the box, going full tilt to try to get into that middle ice, but just doesn't quite get there in time, and it's a perfect redirect by Rupe Hintz, kind of right at that hash mark. Rantanen puts a lot of zip on that play, so it's got a little bit of speed. I'm not sure if Hellebuyck was late picking it up because his reaction with that blocker hand was just a little bit slower. I think he was expecting it to go somewhere else.
So Rupe Hintz will get his 5th of the playoffs. Time of the goal at 2:27. It's on the power play. And the time of the goal for JS Furniture. Visit us online at furnitureandmore.ca. Winnipeg comes back inside that Dallas end. Didn't stay in for very long. Backhanded out by Robertson out towards center ice. To the near side, slid in. Back of that Dallas end by Perfetti. Racing after it is Nemestikov. Tried to steer it around the boards to go hard hit. Got it back toward the line. Shot came in. Bounced off a body well out in front. Corralled again by Ben. Twisted out towards center ice and Robertson. Robertson tried to move it along the boards. And Ben came flying into Neil Pionk. Gave him a shot. Winnipeg will expel it back inside that Dallas end. Harley to the near side now for Lindell. He'll shoot it in. Rolls around back in behind the net. Hellebuyck couldn't provide a clean stop on that one. It's grabbed again. Out in front. Seguin shoots. Stop. Rebound. And he put it off a shin pad. Came out of the corner. And Tyler Seguin. And the puck is cleared over the line. Came back in. Offside will be the call against the Dallas Stars as they lead at 1-0. 16:29 remaining in the opening period. 1-0 for the Stars. And Winnipeg a little slow out of the gate here.
Yeah, and obviously with the early penalty kills as well, it kind of throws some of your players that don't necessarily penalty kill, kind of throws their rhythm off just a little bit. And thinking like Nikolaj, Ehlers, Cole Perfetti, Mark Scheifele did get out there briefly, but then Josh Morrissey took the penalty. So those guys, I would imagine, would probably get a lot of extra work here in the next few minutes just to try to get them up and going.
Race for the puck back inside that Winnipeg end. Morrissey after it there against Duchesne. They tie each other up. Morrissey will wait for some help. Winnipeg and Scheifele gave it away back toward the line. Marchman shot. Stopped by Hellebuyck. Rebound back out in front. Tumbled back toward the line. Lindell shoots. Stick save made by Hellebuyck. Rebound to the near side. Chopped up along the boards. Winnipeg and Scheifele cast it to the far side. Circling back deep inside his own zone. To handle the puck is Connor. Winnipeg will make a change. Now to the near side. Lowry rumbles inside the zone. Trying to spill off a check there. Bischel lost the puck, and Dallas is sprinting back out towards center ice to the near side. Steele moving in, shoots, and he missed short side. Far side is Niederreiter. Niederreiter tried to chop it up along the boards. Flushed it out towards center ice in the second opportunity. Sent back in by Appleton inside his own zone. Miller curls back in behind his own net. We played 4.5 minutes of this opening period. 1-0 Dallas. On your radio home of the Jets, Winnipeg will try to get the puck toward the net. Going there was Lowry, was all tied up, couldn't get a stick on it. Back the other way come the Dallas Stars, out towards center ice, and Petrovic will flip it right back in. Your radio home of the Jets, Power 97 and 680 CJOB. Both teams will make some changes.
And with the assist, Mikko Rantanen's streak of goals involved in goes to 13.
Far side, wheeling inside the zone, wraparound attempt by Iafolo, stop, rebound, they're banging away, and Tanev had a chance. It rolled off the end of his stick, back toward the line, Pionk shooting, and he put it wide. Came off the back wall, scooped up again by Rantanen. Rantanen stops up and plays it into the middle. Out of his own zone is Harley. Shifts across the Jets line, dropped it for Hintz. Hintz will try to cast it toward that Jets line, broken up there by Neil Pionk. Somebody's lost their stick. It bounced back in behind that Winnipeg net. Jammed in toward the corner after it goes Tanev, came back toward the line, held by Harley. Far side now, CC shoots, that one wide. Backhanded up along the boards by Barron, can't get it out. Kept in by Harley. Into where the corner, twisting and turning again is Granlund. He's pushed to the ice hard there by Neil Pionk. Scampering away with a puck is Sandberg, and he'll lift it out towards center ice. Lyubushkin with the puck to the near side. Quick up again for Dallas. They didn't like the read. They'll make a change. It's sent back inside their own zone. Lyubushkin was going one way. Winnipeg will steal the puck. Back in behind the net. Nikolaj Ehlers penalty coming up, and he'll put it out in front. Intercepted by Robertson, who whipped it off the boards in disgust. And Winnipeg will go on the power play for the first time this afternoon.
46 Dallas, minor penalty slashing.
And a bad line change by the Dallas Stars is what throws all this off for them. They weren't able to touch the puck, so that's why Nikolaj Ehlers was able to get on that puck first in the Dallas end, and Lyubushkin's a step behind him and trying to throw the little whack in there and gets it right in on the hands of Ehlers.
Lyubushkin got put in a tough spot when they put the puck back inside their own zone. Somewhat indecisive of Dallas in their puck management. Jets are on the power play for Prairie Battery. Your one-stop battery source is Winnipeg-born and Canadian-owned prairiebattery.ca. Looking to time the score after Hintz scores a power play goal. Winnipeg wrestling for the puck back in behind that Dallas net. After it is Shifley jammed it around the boards, intercepted by Blackwell, and he'll flush it out towards center ice, and all the way down it goes. Morrissey curls back in behind his own net. 13:40 remaining in the opening period. 1-0 for the Stars. Hintz is fifth of the playoffs on the power play. 1-0. Winnipeg will shoot it in. Jammed around the board. Stopped though by Velarde. Into where the corner goes. Two Jets are there. It's sent back out in front off a stick. It goes through that crease over into where the corner. CC can't get it out, but there's Lindell to settle it down, and he'll force it out towards center ice to an empty wing. Winnipeg back across the line, scurrying down along the boards. Here is Shifley back out in front. Off the stick there of Harley. Grabbed by Hintz. Thrust off the boards, and he'll send it all the way down the ice once again. And Hellebuyck will stop that. Curled back in behind his own net. He'll leave it for Neil Pionk, who will stop up behind his own goal and then emerge from the near side and dance up the middle of the ice. He moves it ahead on the far side. Nemestikov will shoot it around inside that Dallas end. Pulled off the wall by Niederreiter. Sent back toward the line. Iafallo up top for Pionk. Onto the far side now for Nemestikov. Back toward the line. To the near side. Slap shot by Perfetti. Stopped. Rebound. Chopped away again by Dallas. Good look for the Winnipeg Jets off of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Perfetti gets absolutely everything off on this one-timer. Ottinger makes a save. I think Niederreiter's actually the first to get his stick on it, but Dallas gets that second touch.
Scooting inside the zone, Nemestikov back toward the line. Iafallo, far side again for Pionk. Pionk shoots through traffic, deflected in front, stopped by Ottinger. With on the doorstep, Nino Niederreiter standing there at the front of the paint. And Ottinger makes a fine save and will hang on. 20 seconds remaining in the penalty to Ilya Lyubushkin. 1-0 for Dallas. Rope hits his fifth from Rantanen and Harley at 2:27.
And Niederreiter, all he was trying to do there was knock that puck off the Perfetti one-timer just out into the crease past Ottinger and hope that Winnipeg had numbers at the net. And Harley was just able to clear it before Nemestikov could get there.
CC spins it around off the stick of DeMello at the left side point and spills all the way back down inside of that Winnipeg end. Jets will have one more opportunity. Last call on the power play. Ding, ding, ding. And they saunter through that neutral ice onto the far side. Shifley will backhand it in. He'll race after it against Bischel. Bischel will skirt around the boards and send out towards center ice. Lyubushkin's out of the penalty box. He couldn't get by. DeMello to the near side. Velarde. Velarde takes a smash along the boards by Lee and Bischel. Bischel came away with a puck inside his own zone. He'll wrist it all the way down. And there to nullify the icing call is Marchment. He beat two Winnipeg Jets to the puck, but it's taken off his stick by Miller. Miller moved it up along the boards, but Kyle Connor lost it into where the corner. Grabbed it, sent back out in front. Bischel at the point. He got it into where the slot. Duchesne turns and fires. And it's stopped by Hellebuyck. He'll hang on for a whistle as he does pan that rebound right back in. 11:27 remaining in the opening period. The score, Dallas 1, Winnipeg 0. You're listening to Play Now. Winnipeg Jets playoff hockey on the radio home of the Jets. Power 97, 680 CJOB.
When you bet with Play Now Sports, goals become... Every game will feel like the big game. Bet local with Play Now Sports, the official betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets. 18+, enjoy responsibly.
Grab your jersey. Grab your generic lager. Impressively standard beer for impressively intense moments. Brewed in Winnipeg by Little Brown Jug. Generic, the most domestic choice.
Rule the outdoors with Makita Outdoor Power Equipment, available at Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools. Right now and only while the Jets are in the playoffs, spend a minimum of $500 on Makita products and receive a free Makita cordless radio worth $200. Plus, get a 4-amp battery at a special discounted price. Makita lawnmowers, line trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws are in stock too.
Shop where the professional tradespeople shop. You're always welcome here at Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools, 1557 King Edward Street.
The power of nature flows through Manitoba. We harness it and turn it into reliable, affordable energy. It's not just energy. It's a promise that connects us all, a promise for the future. Our investment in Manitoba is significant, but the value we generate together is beyond measure. Manitoba Hydro. Energy for life.
You're locked and loaded to Winnipeg Jets hockey on 680 CJOB.
Winnipeg Jets hockey is brought to you in part by South Beach Casino, Boston Pizza, and Chamber Insurance. 1-0 for Dallas. 11:27 remaining in the first period. We do it to the right of Connor Hellebuyck. Duchesne will take the draw against Lowry. A full building. This place is rocking on a Sunday afternoon. And the draw is won by Duchesne. Back to the line, far side. Shot is off a shin pad, bounced into where the corner of the near side. After it there goes again, trying to get it back out in front, and they barge toward the net, jamming away at it. Marchman shoots off a skate at the side of the net, twisting and turning and firing it. And it's stopped by Hellebuyck. Great scramble in front of the Jets net to the near side. Appleton across the line, shoots, and it's stopped by Ottinger. And the rebound carted away. Good chance for Dallas, but Winnipeg holding the fort, especially their goaltender. Dallas looking to make it 2-0. Marchman on the far side gave it away. Nikolaj Ehlers, high slot, turning and fires it to an empty wing. He got dumped on the far side. Winnipeg in the midst of a line change. Moved efficiently out towards center ice. Seguin bumped off a check and will deposit the puck back inside that Winnipeg end. Nemestikov takes a hard body check from Jamie Benn. Back in behind the net, there is Morrissey. He avoids a check and made the play out towards center ice. Niederreiter now again for Perfetti. Takes a shot as he dumped the puck inside that Dallas end from Benn. Dallas obviously getting the message a couple of days late that they need to body the Winnipeg Jets physically in their own building as we get an icing call against Dallas, just like St. Louis did for the better part of 7 games.
Yes, exactly. And Nikolaj Ehlers takes one from Matt Duchesne that I'm not sure if he was expecting. It ended up being a pretty quick shift for Nikolaj Ehlers. He's on the Jets bench still, but he's hunched over. I'm not sure if he was not expecting it, just had the wind knocked out of him, or if it's actually something to do with the upper body. We'll have to keep an eye.
Face off to the left of Ottinger. Scheifele will take the draw against Benn. And Scheifele will win it. Turning at the face-off dot is Velarde. Scraped it away, shot the puck, cut it back again, threw it toward the net, stopped by Ottinger. Wrap around, they score! Kyle Connor darted back in behind the net after 2 shots from Velarde were stopped by Jake Ottinger. He couldn't corral the rebound on the second one, and then the wraparound jam job by Connor. His team leading 5th in the postseason, and Winnipeg has tied it at 1.
Just pucks to the net. Gabriel Velarde off the faceoff gets one that Jake Ottinger kind of has to fight off. I'm not sure if the release was exactly what Ottinger was expecting, and Winnipeg pursues that loose puck, and Velarde once again just tries to put it to the net, ends up going wide, but it's the speed of Kyle Connor. Ottinger knows exactly where Connor's going to try to go around the net. He tries to beat him to the post, and Connor puts a little extra push into that shot as he comes around and tucks it home.
Winnipeg across the line. Bishop will stand up. Appleton took quite a shot. Appleton stays in it, got it into where the corner. Stick jousting there with Bush, with Bishop. Cross-checking going on. Puck came out towards center ice. Grabbed again by Dallas. Dallas will move it ahead, and Granlund across the line. Brandon stymied there nicely by Sandberg. On to the far side it goes. Rink wide for Appleton. Puck is bounced off a stanchion onto the near side at center, and cascades back toward Neil Pionk. He moved it ahead now for Barron, and Barron will thrust it down inside that Dallas end. After it goes Sam Steele out of his own zone, makes a nice move inside that Winnipeg end. Pass to himself, curls up at the hash marks. He waits for the second layer. He'll put it down along the boards and back toward the line. Labushkin shoots, blocked nicely by Tanev. Spills into where the corner of the far side. Grabbed again by Blackwell. Back toward the line here for Harley. Harley shoots, blocked in front nicely again by the Jets and Fleury. Paddled with a backhand safely out towards center ice. Jammed along the boards again by Harley. And it floats back inside that Winnipeg end, and both teams will make a change.
Fleury does a good job to square up on the puck that's coming toward Connor Hellebuyck. If that one goes off of a shin pad at the wrong angle, it's a really tough stop for Connor Hellebuyck, but Fleury was square.
Perfetti stole the puck, got it back toward the line, whipped toward the net by Morrissey, just put it wide. Gathered up again. Nemestikov turned and fired. Stick save made by Ottinger. Winnipeg's found their stride here. Back in behind the net, they go after it, put it up along the boards, off the stick of one of the stars into the meshing, drops back onto the ice surface. We'll get a stoppage. And we'll see what happens. Or was the puck ejected by Harley without touching his stick? And the officials are going to get together to see if it's a delay of game. Just going back to that goal for a second, it doesn't happen if Mark Scheifele doesn't beat Jamie Benn in the face-off circle for that draw.
Yeah, absolutely, and I do think he's also one of the first bodies that gets to the initial loose puck off of the Velarde shot. He kind of disrupts Dallas's ability to clear that puck out of there. And that's what allows Velarde to get it back toward the net. And then Kyle Connor does the rest when he quickly hops on that puck. And it's quite the discussion going on here, but...
Well, there's no doubt Duchesne touched the puck after Nemestikov tried to rim it around. And the puck did leave the glass, the playing surface, go into the meshing and come back down. But I don't know that that's really the intent of the delay of game rule, is it?
I don't think so. And they have the shovels out here now, but that conversation looks like it's going to keep going.
Well, we'll find out when we come back. 8:32 remaining in this first period. The score, Winnipeg 1, Dallas 1. You're listening to Play Now, Winnipeg Jets playoff hockey from Dallas, Texas, on the radio home of the Jets, Power 97 and 680 CJOB.
Boston Pizza is Canada's go-to place for playoffs. So this year, we're doing more than just hoping a Canadian team wins it all. We're manifesting it. We're planning the parade. We even got a bus. And we've got the sports bar dialed in, with ice-cold draft beer and an elite playoff menu. Like the guy in the movie said, kind of.
If we plan it, we will win.
So when it's game day, post up early at BP and cheer for the Holy Grail to come home.
Fighting crime and crime one drain at a time. There's a reason they call us Mr. as in Mr. Rooter. Every spring, our fair city is under attack by clogged drains and backed up sewers. When melting snow and heavy rains threaten to cause sewage and wastewater to back up into your home, only Mr. Rooter stands between your basement and total plumbing chaos. Call them today to clean your sewers and drains.
Born to be a hero, trained to be a plumber. That's Mr. Rooter.
You need more laughter in your life. Get ready for a wild time at the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival, July 18th through 20th at Assiniboine Park. Get ready for a weekend packed with laughs from John Mulaney.
Wouldn't have happened on my watch.
Martin Short, Bert Kreischer, Theo Vaughn, Whitney Cummings, Jeremy Piven, Trailer Park Boys,
Decent,
Ms. Pat, Dusty Slay, and Laura Peak. Tickets on sale now at GreatOutdoorsComedyFestival.com.
The official sports betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets. This is Play Now Winnipeg Jets Hockey.
Face-off is inside the Dallas end. Get all that straightened out. No penalty. 8:32 remaining in this first period. Tied at 1. Nemestikov is way. Perfetti comes in against Duchesne, and Duchesne will win it. Into where the corner for Harley. Swings it to the far side, and out towards center ice it goes. Finds the stick there of Rendon, trying to push it ahead for Marchment. Broken up. Winnipeg at center ice. Sends it into where the middle of the ice, waiting for is Morrissey. Now to the near side, DeMello up along the boards and backhanded back inside that Dallas end by Nemestikov. Spun around by Onger. Takes a funny bounce off the hand of Marchment. Settles it back down onto the far side. Lyubushkin. He'll try to push it ahead with one hand and inside that Winnipeg end for Seguin. He'll dart after the puck and get it into the corner for Duchesne. Back around to the near side for Marchment. For Duchesne, twisting and turning. Came off the corner boards into where the side of the slot still has the puck. Twisting and turning. He'll drop it. Cycling off the boards are Dallas. Back toward the line. Lindell's shot, and he just put it wide. Rebound, hammer time on the far side by Lyubushkin. And that's stopped by Hellebuyck. Rebound on the far side. Winnipeg will pick it up. Ehlers will wait for a mate to catch up, and cruising through that neutral ice is Appleton. He'll try to spear it down inside that Dallas end. Pionk is there as well. Back to the line for Appleton. On the far side, Sandberg moves in, shoots, kicked away by Onger with a right pad. Barging after the puck into where the corner is Lowry against Ceci on the far side. Jammed up along the boards. Appleton back after the puck into where the corner. 3 Jets are there. 3 Stars are there. Lindell hustles back in behind his own net with the puck to the near side for Wyatt Johnston. Spilled off the board to the near side of the captain there in Ben. He'll leave it now in his own line for Johnston. To the near side. Now we're going to get a stoppage of play. And there's going to be a holding the stick call. And is that going
Dallas 14, minor penalty holding.
Jamie Benn Bad penalty for your captain to take in the neutral ice after the puck is being advanced down the ice.
Yeah, for sure. I thought it was going to be holding the stick because that's what Ben does, is grabs onto Niederreiter's stick. And I'm not sure why the crowd doesn't like it, because it's pretty much exactly that. Niederreiter wasn't really able to do anything on that play because the stick was grabbed. So Winnipeg with a power play opportunity here, and Mark Scheifele won a big face-off in the offensive zone for Winnipeg ahead of the Kyle Connor goal. Let's see if he can pull this one back.
Winnipeg was 0-10 before that face-off win at the dot. See what they do here on the Prairie Battery power play for the second time this afternoon. Your one-stop battery source is Winnipeg-born and Canadian-owned PrairieBattery.ca. Tied at 1, just under 7 minutes remaining in the opening period. Winnipeg wins the draw. Morrissey back to the near side for Connor. He is pressured. He casts it into where the corner now for Velarde, back in behind the net for Ehlers. Spins it around to the near side, intercepted by Dallas. They'll try to get it out. Winnipeg will force them and pressure them into where the corner on the near side. 2, 4, 5, 6 players scrumming forward in the corner, waiting back in behind on the fill. There is Morrissey now for Ehlers. Ehlers back to the near side for Connor. Connor drifts in, shoots, stop, rebound, and it's chopped over to the boards to the near side. First touch again is Connor. He holds a line for Morrissey up top. Far side for Scheifele. Back for Morrissey. To the near side hash again for Connor. Surveyed. Walks off the boards. High slot. He'll send it down for Ehlers. Kicked it from his skate to his stick. Maneuvers back in behind the net. He threw it around back toward the line for Morrissey. Morrissey up top here for Connor. Far side for Scheifele. Up top Morrissey. Slap shot. And that's kicked away by Ottinger. And the rebound is expelled with a backhand out towards center ice. Here's Morrissey for Scheifele. Moving in. Scheifele back out in front. And a shot by Morrissey on the give and go. And he just put it wide. It's one-handed out toward the line. Winnipeg can't catch up to it. Linden, I think, for Wyatt Johnston, who tried then shorthanded to send Hintz. The goal scorer for Dallas in alone. Pass was back in behind him. 35 seconds remaining in the power play for Winnipeg. Jets emerge out of their own zone. One of the Dallas Stars became embroiled with a Winnipeg Jet. He went down. Fans want a penalty. Puck is sent back all the way down inside that Winnipeg end again.
Another good sequence for that top power play unit, getting some good looks, and Dallas just able to get a stick in on Josh Morrissey. Otherwise, he finishes off that give and go.
Pionk will shoot it in, go after it into where the corner. It came back to where the line. Pionk took a hard hit. It's held to the near side here by Niederreiter. Backhanded along the boards, intercepted by Steele. Steele out towards center ice for Granlund. Dances through that neutral ice. Penalty is over. Van is out of the penalty box. Stops and starts, and now a trip coming up against the Winnipeg Jets. In a high slot, Harley shoots and scores. Michael Granlund did all the work. Got tripped up, retained possession, got the puck out in front to the second layer. Harley came in, took the pass in the slot, shoots the puck past Hellebuyck. And the Stars, with under 5 minutes remaining in this opening period, regain the lead. It's 2-1 Dallas.
It almost looked like Winnipeg kind of just stopped playing briefly as Granlund was tripped. But he stays with the puck and he's able to get it out into the slot. And Harley just, with a perfect wrist shot just under the glove of Connor Hellebuyck on the delayed penalty. Would have been Niederreiter's second penalty of the period, but obviously negated by the goal.
Sent down inside that Winnipeg end. Miller, hard rim around the boards to the near side, falls out towards center ice in Brandon Tanev. He'll go rink wide to the far side now for Fleury. He'll send it gently down inside of that Dallas end. Dallas and Harley getting the goal, 15-12. Back toward the line. Shot came in from Miller. Off a stick and wide. Grabbed now by Petrovic back in behind his own net. He had some problems with it. Appleton in on him. Spun around to the near side. Pulled off the wall by Hintz. And he'll flush it back out towards center ice. Kyle Connor now for Miller. Backhanded back inside that Dallas end. Ottinger comes out to play. He gave it away to Scheifele. Scheifele back in behind the net. And he was jammed up against a couple of defenders, including Ottinger, who got back in the net. And the puck is freed up and plunged out towards center ice by Dallas. They'll send it back inside that Winnipeg end. Morrissey goes after it against Dadonov. Morrissey up along the boards now for Scheifele. And he'll twist it down inside of that Dallas end. 3:45 remaining in the opening period. 2-1 for the Stars. Back inside that Winnipeg end. Bouncing puck to the near side. Up along the boards goes DeMello. Can't get it out. Harley keeps it in. Sends it around back in behind the net. Sandberg is there to the far side for Velarde. Velarde bothered by a couple of stars in to help out his Scheifele. Sandberg lost the battle there as well. Back in behind the net. But there to help out is his D partner in DeMello. Sandberg gave it away into where the corner though. Jumping on that is Duchesne. Came out to the side of the slot. Grabbed there by Sandberg. Outletted to the near side by Ehlers. And he'll get it out towards center ice. Good discard by Winnipeg. Sent back in, and Winnipeg will start back out. Off the bench, taking the pass to Mestikov. Cross the line, shoots with a slap shot. He just put it wide off the rush. Back toward the line. It's held by Ehlers. Ehlers will backhand it. Aimlessly back in behind that Dallas net. Grabbed there by Lindell. Settled down for Harley. And he will survey from behind his own net. Played to the near side. And Wyatt Johnston hops through that neutral ice, dropped it now for Robertson off the rush, shoots, right pad saved by Hellebuyck, rebound, put back toward the net by Johnson. That's gobbled up, off a save. Here's Tanev on the far side. Iafallo moving in, shoots, it's off a stick. Grabbed again by Dallas behind their own net, moved up along the boards, and they're swiftly out towards center ice. Ben will dump it in from center ice, gets around Miller. Miller will guide him and usher him into where the corner, got a little holding on him, got away with that. Back the other way again is Tanev. He lost the puck battle, but then to follow up is Morgan Barron, and he'll dump it off the boards and have it spill back inside that Dallas end. Transition of plenty for both teams, especially Dallas in this first period. Dump back on top of Hellebuyck, swinging away from a check is Miller. Far side now again for Fleury. Indirect out towards center ice for Barron. Tripped and fell across the line. Randon moving in, shoots, and it's off the instep of the skate there. Miller bounced back into where the corner. This might be outside if they ever have to go to a review here. Back to where the line, it's off a stick and it clears the zone and falls back inside that Dallas end.
In full agreement with you. I think Rupe Hintz was offside on that play, but good on Winnipeg to get that clear.
Dallas at their own line. They'll tumble it back inside that Winnipeg end. 90 seconds remaining in an expeditious first period. 2-1 for the Stars. Winnipeg will sit it down inside that Dallas end. Rolled around to the near side corner. Appleton out in front for Lowry. And he just redirected it wide. Lowry to his rebound. Back toward the line. Pionk far side. Sandberg shoots. Blocked in front. It hits somebody. That is Mason Appleton on the side of the helmet, I believe. And he goes down. They blow it down right away. And Appleton onto all fours. I think he's going to be okay. Just maybe stunned from that. And there'll be some concern as head athletic therapist Rob Millette will come out to attend to him. Hintz is fifth at 2:27. Connor ties at his fifth at 9:53. Harley then gives his team the lead at 15-12 with his third. 2-1 Dallas. That's where we sit right now. Time of the goals, of course, for JS Furniture. Visit us online at furnitureandmore.ca. And by the way, Jet fans, stay ready for the Winnipeg Jets whiteout with Jets gear at TrueNorthShop.com. Choose from a huge variety of apparel, headwear, novelties, and more. Need a new jersey for the whiteout? We've got you covered there too. TrueNorthShop.com. 1:14 remaining in this first. 2-1 Dallas. Back after these. You're listening to Play Now Winnipeg Jets hockey on Power 97 and 680 CJOB.
When you bet with Play Now Sports, goals become goal! Every game will feel like the big game. Bet local with Play Now Sports, the official betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets. 18 plus, enjoy responsibly.
Winnipeg, are you whiteout ready? Choose Hometown Pride. Choose 1919. Brewed by Little Brown Jug, Manitoba's flagship beer since 2016. Here's to building something memorable.
Hi, Blake Legault here from Wilfs Eli Ford. Wilfs has been your independent, locally owned Ford dealership for 44 years. That's 44 years of loyal customers. And thank you for your dedication. We have amazing loyalty offers on Edge and F-150s. But it doesn't stop there. We also have 0% financing on most lines. Do you want to know why customers keep coming back to Wilfs Eli Ford? Come in for a visit. Once you experience our pressure-free buying experience, I'm sure you'll keep coming back too. See wilfseliford.ca for details.
If it sounds too good to be true, well, you know the rest. But I get it. Some deals sound tempting, like this guy.
These prices are insane! The boss has lost his mind!
When it comes to your home's heating system, do you really want to do business with a company that resorts to gimmicks like this? You could call them and see what they're really offering, and then give Mr. Furnace a call. In fact, they encourage you to call around and get quotes first, and then call Mr. Furnace. You'll see why. Give it a try. Call 204-832-6243.
Hey, this is Mark Scheifele. Paul Edmonds and Mitchell Clinton are bringing it Winnipeg Jets hockey style on 680 CJOB.
2-1 for the Dallas Stars. 1:14 remaining in this first period. Neutralized face-off. The Scheifele line is out there. And Mark will take the draw. And do so against Duchesne. Scheifele will be waived. So in comes Velarde. And Velarde's had pretty good success rate, 57% in the dot so far in the playoffs. He wins the draw cleanly back toward his own line for DeMello. Far side, shoveled in by Morrissey, but not very far. Back the other way in transition again. Here comes Dallas across the line. Couldn't fashion a pass together. Duchesne will try to keep it in. Snatched again by Morrissey. Scrapes off the puck, but there to help out is Connor. To the near side, DeMello. Up into where the middle. He'll wrist it down inside of that Dallas end. Goes around to the far side. Jets will send it back in by the net. Scheifele wins a battle. Put it back out in front for Connor. And he was walking right down Main Street and couldn't handle the pass cleanly. Back the other way on the far side. Across the line, Dallas. Trying to get it into where the slot. Broken up there by DeMello's stick on Duchesne. Moved ahead to the near side now in Velarde. He'll backhand it down inside that Dallas end. Scheifele goes after it. Put it back into where the high slot. Velarde will hold the line. He'll backhand it into where the corner. Puck was rolling in on him. To the near side corner again. Moved up along the boards by Harley into where the middle for Marchment. Chopped over to the far side. 17 seconds left in the period. Wyatt Johnston will dance through that neutralized cross over the line. Weak backhand toward Hellebuyck. And he'll make a stick save and hang on. And then we get a pile up. Ben, the two captains come together, and Lowry, as the Jets didn't like that last poke in at their goaltender. Jet fans, today's feature item of the game, check out the exclusive Barteski Whiteout Apparel collection designed by local artist Cal Barteski. Choose from a variety of styles available at TrueNorthShop.com. That's official Barteski Whiteout Apparel, Jets Gear, the official team store of the Winnipeg Jets.
And we've seen Mark Scheifele do this so many times that I should almost expect it, but when that puck gets down below the goal line in the offensive zone, he has so many different ways that he can beat players and shake checks, and he does that, and that's what allows that pass to get out to Kyle Connor, who just had it bobbled on his stick. Otherwise, he's coming right down Main Street with a great scoring chance.
Lowry wins the draw into where the corner. Center out on the far side. Winnipeg is out towards center ice, and Appleton will steer it down. 4 seconds left. That should do it for 20 minutes. And it does. Not a bad period. You're absolutely right. Took Winnipeg a few minutes to get together and get going after taking that early penalty that the Dallas Stars did not score on, did score on. But Winnipeg then seemed to find their stride, but they'll be okay with that period. They won't be elated.
Yeah, exactly. Certainly some opportunities. I mean, when it was 1-1 shortly after the Kyle Connor goal, shots on goal were 6-6. And I was about to say Winnipeg hasn't had chances since. They've been outshot 5-0 since that point, but they've had their looks. You think of the Josh Morrissey give and go with Mark Scheifele that, has Ottinger completely out of position. Just a late stick gets in there, and Morrissey not able to get the clean shot away. And Winnipeg's had a couple of looks. One bobbles off of Kyle Connor's stick, but certainly I think you can see that the Dallas forecheck is a little bit more prevalent in this one than it is or was in Game 2, and the physicality that Dallas is playing with is certainly ramped up.
Let's have a look at the stat summary through 20 minutes. Rope Hintz opened up the scoring from Rantanen and Harley at 2:27, his fifth of the postseason. It's a power play goal, 1-0 Dallas. Winnipeg tied it up 7 minutes later at 9:53. Kyle Connor, his team-leading fifth from Velarde, 1-1. But then 6 minutes after that at 15:12, Harley in the slot. Wrist one pass, Connor Hellebuyck for his third from Granlund and Johnston. That's the first goal in 14 that Mikko Rantanen has not been part of consecutively for the Dallas Stars. So Harley is third from Granlund and Johnston at 15-12, 2-1 Dallas. That's where we sit at the end of one. Power play opportunities. The Dallas Stars are 1 for 2 with the man advantage today. The Jets are 0 for 2, and Dallas outshot the Jets 11-6 in that first period.
And so I think there's some adjustments that the Dallas penalty kill has made. We talked in the first couple of games of this series about how Winnipeg seemingly at will could get that puck down to the goal line and drive to the front of the net. It hasn't necessarily been as available in this one, but of course Winnipeg would see that, make their own adjustment to it, and say, okay, if that's not going to be available, maybe you have an opportunity on the flank, which we saw on the Cole Perfetti play.
Waiting for Kyle Connor to join us here. These two teams will hook up again on Tuesday night. Game 4, it will be a 7 p.m. start time. And then back in Winnipeg for game number 5 for sure, 8:30 Central Time on Thursday night. And then, of course, game 6 and 7, respectively, on Saturday and Monday if the series does go that far. As Winnipeg looking for a road win and looking for their second straight win in this series after winning 4-0 on Friday, losing on Wednesday 3-2. So Winnipeg has certainly been able to score some goals in this series. They get 1 but give up 2 in that opening 20 minutes, and see what happens as there's still 40 minutes to go. Again, happy Mother's Day to everybody tuning in. Understand it's very warm back home in Winnipeg. It's warmer in Winnipeg and in southern Manitoba than it is here, if you can believe it, in Dallas, Texas today, and will be tomorrow as well.
Pretty windy here in Dallas today, so I was checking that out, but still beautiful day and nice. It's always nice when, you know, you're back home in Winnipeg. You can go watch the hockey game and then you come outside and it's beautiful outside, and you know, you can spend all the game day doing whatever running around you want to do, spend some time in the sun. It's a great time of year, playoff hockey.
Dallas Stars have won 3 straight games at home in the postseason. They're 3-1 in this building during the playoffs. The Jets are looking for their first road win after winning all of their goals or all of their games, certainly in game or in series number 1. Downstairs to Kyle Connor. Thanks a lot for taking the time. Simply, what did you think of that first period?
Yeah, not bad. I thought, tough to get a flow with a couple of penalties. Yeah, maybe we could do a little better job just being smart out there. But I thought, once we got rolling, got behind them and started getting some offensive zone cycling, that's where we're the best at.
Kyle, in the first 2 games, it looked like on the power play, you guys were able to just drive net front from the goal line. It looks like they've made an adjustment, but I would imagine that opens up some other things for you guys as well.
Yeah, we like to be versatile and never one-trick pony, so we got to make sure we use all of our options.
Were they a little bit more physical in that first period than they had been in the previous 6?
Yeah, maybe a little bit for sure.
And so obviously you get some looks on the offensive side. What do you want to do a little bit better when it comes to maybe finishing some things off inside their zone?
Stretching the zone out, using everybody, using our D, kind of get that man-to-man, and then make sure we get some traffic in front and capitalize on the chances we get.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Kyle Connor from downstairs joining us here with 2 periods to go. Good luck to him in the second and in the third. First intermission report is coming up next with Kelly Moore and John Rumpel. The score after 1. The Dallas Stars 2, the Winnipeg Jets 1. You're listening to Play Now. Winnipeg Jets playoff hockey on the radio home of the Jets. Power 97 and 680 CJOB.
Lowry moving in, shoot, score!
Jets fans, it's your chance to win big all night long with our playoff 50-50 raffle. Get your tickets now for a shot at multiple cash prizes during the game, ranging from $1,000 to $25,000. Plus, one lucky winner will take home 50% of the total sales at the end of the series. Don't miss out. Text JETS to 20450 for your chance to win. That's JETS to 20450.
Hey everyone, Adney and Burke here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or 2. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch this movie because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the cheetah exhibit. The cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring the next day.
Tune in to NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
There's nothing quite like the playoffs. And there's no better way to enjoy the games in the comfort of your own home.
Top shelf, baby!
JS Furniture wants you to break away with these amazing deals. Save up to 40% off 4 model recliners and select reclining sofas, so you can watch every hit, shot, and celly. JS Furniture, serving you for over 50 years. 1725 Ellis Avenue in Winnipeg, and now open in their new location in Portage la Prairie. Visit furnitureandmore.ca.
This is Winnipeg Jets hockey on 680 CJOB.
The Dallas Stars with a 2-1 lead after 20 minutes in play in Game 3 of this Western Conference Semifinal. We're walking into the first intermission report and offer congratulations to Tim Burns, correctly predicting Kyle Connor would score the first goal of this afternoon's game for the Winnipeg Jets. So, Tim, you've won a pair of single-night tickets to the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival coming up July 18th through 20th at Assiniboine Park. I'm Kelly Moore along with the coach, John Rempel. And, John, it was almost like deja vu all over again with the roles reversed when you compare the start of Game 2 to this one here today.
Yeah, Kelly, I mean, couldn't probably script a worse start for the Winnipeg Jets. I mean, just not a good penalty by Nino Niederreiter. Careless stick. And, the Jets do a pretty good job taking that kill all the way down to, I think, 4 or 5 seconds. And then, Mikko Rantanen effect again with the spinorama, and Josh's leg gets tied up with him. And again, the face-off piece, I mean, 5-on-3, Kelly, that's a tough one to win because you get lots of winger help, and that's what Dallas did and manufactured the goal off of that draw.
Yeah, I think if memory serves me correct, in game number 2, the face-offs won by Dallas were something like 7 of the first 7 or something along that line. Today they went 10 of the first 10, and then Mark Scheifele wins the draw, and bingo, the Jets get the tying goal.
Well, I mean, that's exactly it, Kelly. I mean, it's I think the 65%, 35% in the first period again. And yeah, I mean, the Jets won a couple as the period wore on, but I mean, that's not a sustainable way to play, especially on the road where, you have to have possession and have to be able to slow the other team down. And you can clearly see that the message received from Pete DeBoer to his team, because the physicality is up, 18 hits. The energy's up, and again, what you said, Kelly, is exactly right. Dallas is bringing way more bodies, way more green bodies to the blue paint, and low traffic around Connor Hellebuyck. Yeah,
that's exactly how the goal by Thomas Harley was scored. Lots of traffic. Connor doesn't see it. I don't even think he moved the glove hand on it, did he?
I watched the replay here a couple times, Kelly, and the position wasn't bad, but I don't think he picked that thing up until it was late. And, again, I didn't like the goal for a variety of reasons, strictly because the Jets were just come off a power play. And actually, Granlund was on a 1-on-2 initially on that rush, and the Jets didn't close space close enough, and it allowed him to get down below the goal line. And then Niederreiter tripped him on the delayed penalty. So I didn't like the goal for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, well, it was coming on a delayed penalty, and there was another play earlier on too where Mason Marchment is able to beat a couple of Jets players to avoid an icing. That was Dylan DeMello and Colin Miller. And that also led to a good Dallas chance. So, as Kyle Connor said, it was an okay first period, but there will be things that the Winnipeg Jets will want to clean up going into that second period.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're going to be up against it, as we all talked about. I think every person on the pregame show talked about how important the start was, and what kind of different energy it is to play in that building, and you got 19,000 plus or whatever it is, and so you don't want to be in self-inflicted again, with types of things that you can control. I mean, there's certain things you're not going to control, Kelly, but there's other things that you can control. And I didn't think the Jets did a great job of controlling their controllables early. I thought that there was some good pushback. And I mean, the one thing I did I liked the Jets top line today. You can see they're going, you can see that they're feeling it, and, some sustained offensive zone pressure, great puck recovery off the Velarde shot that hit Ottinger in the helmet, and Scheifele kept that play alive. And got the puck back to Velarde, and then Connor, again, presence of mind to put that puck on his stick in a spot where he could wrap that quickly. So that's good news for the Jets.
Yeah, and there were some good looks on both of those power plays that did not convert, but you think of the Perfetti one-timer and Niederreiter providing some traffic on a Neil Pionk shot, and then on the second power play, that Josh Morrissey one-timer, and if Esa Lindell doesn't make a great play on that give and go, I'm sure this is a 2-2 tie.
Yeah, I think he got Josh's elbow, or he certainly altered that shot for sure, because you could see the way Morrissey reacted. I mean, that was a simple tap. And so Esa Lindell definitely affected that play. And yeah, I mean, I think the Jets have done a good job, of sort of, now again, the cat and mouse game starts, right, Kelly? And the boys were sort of alluding to it there right off the hop after the end of the period, but talking about the power play. And, Dallas has made a couple of adjustments now, kind of taking away some of the down low stuff. And the Jets have done a good job of taking it back up top, moving it quickly around the horn. And now they're back attacking from the flank. So again, the cat and mouse game just continues.
All right. We will talk to you in the second intermission. Coach John Ruppel joining us here in between periods. 2-1, the Dallas Stars leading the Winnipeg Jets, looking to take a similar series lead as the first intermission report continues on Power 97 and 680 CJOB.
Jets.
Perfetti with a deflection. 1.6 seconds left.
Bombers.
When Connor was there at 6, for us, it was a no-brainer. Get the pick in. Had him as one of the top guys on the board.
The CJOB Sports Show.
Islanders won the draft lottery. Moved up from 10 to 1.
Jets at noon.
An improbable, an unlikely, a preposterous comeback victory over the Blues 4-3.
Live and 25 after the hour. We cover Winnipeg sports on 680 CJOB.
When you bet with Play Now Sports, goals become... Every game will feel like the big game. Bet local with Play Now Sports, the official betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets. 18 plus, enjoy responsibly.
Grab your jersey. Grab your generic lager. Impressively standard beer for impressively intense moments. Brewed in Winnipeg by Little Brown Jug. Generic, the most domestic choice.
You know what goes well with pizza from Santa Lucia Pizza. They've been the leaders in quality since 1971, and now they just keep winning award after award after award. So, sounds like they know a thing or two about making tasty pizza. How about this? When you're getting ready on game day, choose one of Santa Lucia Pizza's many specials or combos and find out why time and time again it's listed as Manitoba's favorite pizza.
Santa Lucia Pizza.
It's all about the sauce.
Winnipeg Jets exclusive coverage continues on 680 CJOB and CJKR 97.5 FM Powered 97. Bet on Manitoba. Enjoy responsibly. This is Play Now Winnipeg Jets Hockey on 680 CJOB.
Winnipeg Jets fans, it's your chance to win big all night long with the playoff 50-50 raffle. Multiple cash prizes during the game, up to $25,000, and one lucky winner takes home 50% of the total sales at the end of the series. So text Jets to 20450 for your chance to win. 2-1 the score after 20 minutes of play. Dallas in the lead. To later on tonight at 6:30, Toronto looking to take a stranglehold 3-1 series lead on the Florida Panthers. And in the Professional Women's Hockey League playoffs, they've just completed the first overtime in Montreal. The Victoire and the Ottawa Charge tied 2-2, Charge up 1-0 in that best-of-5 series. Toronto at Minnesota later on this afternoon. That series tied at 1-1. Canada improved to 2-0 at the World Championship Tournament in Vienna, Austria, with a 7-1 win over Latvia. They are through 3/4 of the NBA playoff game in Denver, where the Nuggets have a 71-65 lead over the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Nuggets are looking to build on a 2-1 series lead. And the Toronto Blue Jays looking to sweep the Seattle Mariners. They're up 5-1 in the fifth. 2-1 as we go to the second period next. Dallas in the lead on Power 97 and 680 CJOB.
At Namath Diamonds, we know our diamonds. But what we do better than that is find the right one that makes you say,
I love it.
I'm Joe Namath, and my family has been helping people find the perfect diamonds for over 30 years. Whether you're looking for engagement rings, custom jewelry, or repairs, we're here to help you. Because hearing,
this is amazing,
never gets old. Come see us today, and we'll show you why Namath Diamonds can't be beat. Namath Diamonds in Southdale Square.
In today's business world, hiring and retaining staff is a challenge, but Chambers Plan Employee Benefits gives you an edge. A solid benefits plan can be the deciding factor for job seekers. 30,000 Canadian businesses agree Chambers plan gives you the flexibility to offer comprehensive benefits with affordable, stable premiums. See how Chambers plan can benefit your business at buychambers.ca. That's BUY chambers.ca.
The power of nature flows through Manitoba. We harness it and turn it into reliable, affordable energy. It's not just energy, it's a promise that connects us all, a promise for the future. Our investment in Manitoba is significant, but the value we generate together is beyond measure. Manitoba Hydro, energy for life.
This is your front row seat to all the action for Winnipeg Jets hockey on 680 CJOB.
And we welcome you back to the broadcast booth, which is for Namath Diamonds. For your diamond engagement rings, see Namath Diamonds, a family tradition of excellence in Southdale Square. 2-1 for Dallas at the end of one period of play. Just about ready for the start of the second period. Long change for both teams. Jets are flying from our broadcast right to left. Second period opening face-off is for Cambridge Credit Union. Looking for a mortgage? Get peace of mind and flexibility with the new best of both worlds mortgage. Visit Cambrian.mb.ca. And the two teams will start this second period, 5-a-side. Interested to see, Mitchell, what kind of adjustments are made to Winnipeg's game. They were okay with their period, but again, they would not be elated.
Yeah, I think they would just want to be probably a little bit cleaner, a little bit quicker, moving the puck to kind of thwart that Dallas forecheck that seems to have taken a step forward since game 2 for sure.
Morrissey back inside his own zone, rotates back in behind his own net. We're underway in the second period. He will send it off the boards with a backhand out towards center ice, off a stick, and it careens down inside that Dallas end. Labushkin rolled it around to the far side. Slide back out towards center ice. Morrissey gave it away, back the other way. Partial 2-on-1 inside the Winnipeg end. They try to get Dallas get it into where the slot that was broken up. Duchesne at the puck, trying to pass it off. Winnipeg marching back the other way. Now here coming right down Main Street. And a shot by Niederreiter. He put it off the post. Great pass from Appleton on the far side, and Niederreiter put it off the post. Out towards center ice it goes. Shovel with a backhand right back in by Pionk. Winnipeg making some changes. 40 seconds in to this second period. 2-1 Dallas, and Winnipeg was an inch away from tying it.
Dallas does well on that backtrack to take away the 2-on-1 threat, but Niederreiter beats his check up ice. That's why that play to him through the seam was available, and you're right, just barely missed tying this game.
Into where the corner on the near side. Randon trying to spin off a check. Got scraped off the puck by Shifley. Shifley trying to chip it around the boards. That got lodged to the side of the net. Speared away here to the near side by Randon. Stays on the puck. Randon back toward the line. CC will hold the line. Got a little bit of help from Lindell. One hands it inside the zone. Neil Pionk will play it up along the boards, but not out. Came back into where the slot. Back out in front. Sandberg took that away and put a pass between his legs to the near side on the outlet for Kyle Connor. He will race out towards center ice and dump it in. He goes after the puck as Andre came out to play it. Into where the corner goes. Lindell rolled it around to the near side. Winnipeg trying to spirit the puck back to where the line they do. In flurry, he passed it. Shifley didn't know where it was, going in toward the slot. And it's grabbed by Dallas. Out to center ice it goes, and they'll send it down inside that Winnipeg end. Fleury with a puck out of his own zone again. Long lead pass for Ehlers. He redirects it down inside of that Dallas end. Nemesnikov goes after against Harley. Rimmed around to the far side by Perfetti. Beeling after there to hold the line is Miller. Miller will cast it back in behind the net. Ducking a check is Nemesnikov. Overskated the puck. Snatched again by Dallas. Played off the boards and out towards center ice. It bounces back inside that Winnipeg end. Miller curls back in behind his own net. Hard off the boards. He hit one of the officials who did the splits over the far side. And is he going to be okay? No, they'll blow it down as Dallas had the puck, and that official over the far side, it's one of the linesmen, I think is down to one knee and will be okay. But that's not a very fun feeling when you do the splits and you're not used to doing that, and I wonder if he banged a knee as well.
Yeah, I think the puck from Colin Miller goes off the boards and then off the knee of the linesman. Now, you do wear shin pads and whatnot under there, but when you're not expecting it to hit you, and might have even got him just above where the shin pad would be, but it's Jesse Marquis. He's skating it off. Looks to be okay.
They blow that down. 17:34 remaining in this second period. 2-1 Dallas. Winnipeg Jets hockey brought to you in part by Mid-Canada Fasteners, San Lucia Pizza, and Mr. Furnace. Jets have the fourth line out there. Barron, Tanev, and I follow. Barron is waved against Blackwell. Colin Blackwell in for Oscar Beck in this game today. And the puck is set down inside the Winnipeg end. Drifts back in behind the net. DeMello had a problem with it. Into where the corner goes to the near side. Scraped along the boards. Blackwell back in behind the net. Ran into Brandon Tanev. A little bit of help did Blackwell. To the near side here. Dadonov along the boards. He's stripped to the puck. Darting back out towards center ice is Barron. Barron got pushed against the boards by Petrovic. Petrovic into where the corner of the near side inside his own zone. Up along the boards and into where the slot. And Dallas couldn't fetch that. It's intercepted by Tanev. Put it back in behind the net. Alex Petrovic goes back after it. Seizes that. Put it up along the boards. And Blackwell out towards center ice. Winnipeg on the quick up again. Here they come again. Sauntering inside that zone. Iafallo steered off the puck. Barron goes back after it. Back in behind the net. Iafallo trying to go after it against Bischel. Bischel wins the battle now for Steele. Twisted off the boards. Bounced out towards center ice. Settled down by Dallas. They trudge inside that Winnipeg end. Dadonov into where the slot shoots. Stopped by Hellebuyck. And he'll hang on for a whistle. 16:31 remaining in the second period. 2-1 for the Dallas Stars. Evgeny Dadonov, always dangerous when he gets that much space in the slot. He's been around the National Hockey League for a long time. This is game number 49 of his postseason career.
And a moving screen for Connor Hellebuyck to have to deal with, too, with Colin Blackwell flying right in his eyes just as that shot got released by Dadonov, who had made his way into the middle ice and sent that shot underneath the stick of Josh Morrissey. So a lot for Hellebuyck to deal with there.
Winnipeg wins the draw. They rotate to the far side. Pionk up along the boards now for Appleton. Out towards center ice. Crossed over the line. Lost the puck. Grabbed by Dallas. Trying to fend off a check there as Marchment. He pushed it inside the Winnipeg end. Sandberg again quick up now for Niederreiter. Off his stick and it flies down inside the zone. Lowry took the puck, tried to get it back door for Appleton. It was up in the air. Back with the line. It's held by Niederreiter. Trying to push it down along the boards. He was double teamed there, and Dallas flies back out towards center ice to the near side. Robertson one-touched it inside the Winnipeg end. CC will jump up as well. Seguin will go after the puck back in behind the net. CC will grab it back in behind the net. Does the defenseman. He'll send it back to the line. Harley shoots, and it's off the instep there. And Sandberg ricochets into where the corner. Redden is there as well. Skipping to where the puck back in behind the net is Neil Pionk. Turns and fires it around the boards. And Appleton and Niederreiter will make sure they get it out towards center ice. To the near side, Labushkin will shoot it right back in. Spins around to the far side. Brandon pulled it off the wall. To the slot. Backhand toward the net. Nice spinorama move, and he put it wide. Brandon with the rebound to the near side. Pushed and forced out towards center ice by Appleton, who wants a change. And he will go to the bench to do just that. Back comes Dallas again, moving in. Shoots. And it's stopped by Hellebuyck. That came off a stick on the far side. Grabbed to the near side here again by Labushkin. Labushkin tried to pinch in to hold the line. Rope Hintz was the original shot off that entry. He comes to join the fray to the near side. 3 Jets, 3 Dallas Stars. Hintz has a goal here this afternoon. Still 2-1 for Dallas, leading in this second period. Winnipeg came away with a puck into where the middle. Velarde tried to shoot it in. Velarde lost the puck, and in doing so, crossed over the line. And it'll be offside against the Jets. 14:44 remaining in this second period. 2-1 for the Stars.
There is opportunity for Winnipeg when Dallas is working that breakout, getting the puck up ice. Brandon Tanev, we saw on a backtrack, intercept the puck, and I think Morgan Barron was net front on the play, trying to signal to Tanev as quickly as he could that he was ready for a tip play. Tanev doesn't quite see it in time, sends it down low. But there's been a couple of situations in this game where Winnipeg's forced turnovers inside the Dallas zone on that backtrack.
Wyatt Johnston will backhand it back inside. That Winnipeg end. Fighting off a check is Jamie Benn. He came away with the puck, but then he's stapled to the boards nicely by DeMello. Curling back in behind his own net to fetch it is Nemestikov. To the near side, jumping up is Morrissey. He'll slam it down inside that Dallas end. Scraped off the boards into where the corner, twisting and turning. Perfetti still has the puck, put it back for the line. DeMello walks off the board, shoots! And it's right into the crest of Ottinger, and he'll make the save and hang on. 14-16 remaining in this second period. 2-1 for Dallas.
see Winnipeg would sometimes run this play as part of a zone entry. It's a hard rim around from the left side to the right, and Nikolaj Ehlers is actually the first Jet in there, and he kind of acts as a decoy, takes the Dallas defender with him, and that leaves some time and space for the next member of the Winnipeg Jets coming in on that forecheck in support. So that's kind of how Winnipeg was able to set up that shot by Dylan DeMello, looking for a tip, of course, from that distance. Just Winnipeg not able to get their stick on it.
Face off to the left of Ottinger. Scheifele will take the draw against Roope Hintz. And Hintz wins it cleanly, back in behind his own net. Lindell up along the boards now for Granlund. Softly sent down inside that Winnipeg end. Racing after it in behind the net. A couple of Jets go after it. Morrissey ties up his men in Randon. The puck is pushed up along the boards and then swept with one hand by Scheifele out towards center ice. Ceci will blast it right back in. Scheifele had to go off a skate out in front, and it finds the stick of Granlund. He turned and fired and put it wide. He was all alone in the slot. Back toward the line. Bouncing puck. Lindell tried to shovel it into where the corner. He does the second time. It rims around on the near side. Charging after it again is Ceci. Got taken off the puck. Up on the dasher board. Winnipeg will try to shovel it out toward center ice. It's bouncing around off the stick of Velarde. Settled down by Scheifele. Cruises across the line. Stops up. Scheifele back toward the line. Here to the near side for Fleury. Jammed along the boards. Back in behind the net. Velarde goes after it. Waits for Scheifele. Picks up the puck. Back toward the side of the slot for Connor. Tried to flip it back toward the line for Fleury. Intercepted there by Randon. He scurries out towards center ice. Deposits the puck inside the Winnipeg end and heads off for fuel and tires. Back the other way. Iafallo. He will alley-oop it down inside that Dallas end. Bischel goes after it for Petrovic. To the near side for Dodonov. Too far for him. Icing will be the call against Dallas.
Bit of a longer shift for that Scheifele line. They had to defend a little bit. It had the misfortune of a couple of bounces. One clearing attempt goes off of Chris Rooney, one of the officials, and stays in the zone, and then a puck off a skate along the wall ends up finding its way into the middle of the ice for Granlund, and a couple of great opportunities. But then at the end of that shift for the Scheifele line, they get down into the Dallas zone, get in on the forecheck, just had a pass intercepted. Otherwise, it's a low to high play with numbers going to the net.
Dallas wins the draw. Bischel off the boards. Jammed up along the wing here by Steele. Fleury back inside his own zone for his deep partner in Miller. Up along the wing and off the stick of Ehlers into the bench of his teammates. And out of play it goes. We'll take a timeout of the ice and do the same on your radio. 12:46 remaining in this second period. The score, the Dallas Stars 2, the Winnipeg Jets 1. You're listening to Play Now, Winnipeg Jets Hockey, playoff edition on the radio home of the Jets, Power 97 and 680 CJOB.
When you bet with Play Now Sports, goals become... Every game will feel like the big game. Bet local with Play Now Sports, the official betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets. 18 plus, enjoy responsibly.
Noble, proud, feathered to stay warm. Goes great with watching hockey. Turkey, perfectly Canadian. Buy Canadian turkey and support Canadian farmers like me.
When the game really counts, you want to watch it on the big screen with great food and cheering fans. That's why Tavern United and Garbanzo Sports Pubs are Winnipeg's favorite destinations for playoff hockey. Want to experience a game in person? Tavern United and Garbanzo Sports Pubs are giving away tickets to the next home game. Plus, enjoy great food and beverage specials. Tavern United and Garbanzo Sports Pubs. Manitoba owned, Manitoba grown, and Manitoba proud. Can-Ed Inns thanks you for supporting local. Proudly a part of your community since 1975. Enjoy responsibly.
I'm Bruce Lowe with Ag Direct Hail Insurance. Back in 2014, we launched Ag Direct with the goal of changing the crop hail insurance industry by combining broker-free rates with superior customer service and professional claims handling. Thanks to the support of hard-working farm families, Ag Direct Hail is now one of the largest and fastest growing crop hail insurance providers on the prairies. Visit agdirecthail.com or call us toll-free. We appreciate your business.
Bet on Manitoba. Enjoy responsibly. This is Play Now Winnipeg Jets Hockey on 680 CJOB.
There are more than 700,000 reasons to celebrate this second round with the Winnipeg Jets 50-50 playoff mega raffle, currently sitting at over $770,000 and growing. Win $1,000 to $25,000 cash prizes during game days or take home half the total on this progressive pot at the end of the series. Text Jets to 20450 to get your 50-50 tickets now. Puck inside that Dallas end. Stars lead at 2-1. 12.5 remaining in this second period. They expel the puck out towards center ice. Winnipeg drifts back inside their own zone. Sandberg. Far side for Neil Pionk. Back for Sandberg to center ice. He'll shoot it in. That goes wide. Tumbled into where the corner. Wyatt Johnson will settle it down. Indirect now for Jamie Benn. Just steers it down inside that Winnipeg end. And the Stars will make some changes. Pionk will wrestle it away from some forechecking there of Johnston. But in to help out Johnson is another player there on his side. And that was Marchment. Winnipeg will get some help themselves, and Lowry into where the middle for Niederreiter. He'll shoot it in. It came off the back wall and grabbed there by the goaltender at the side of the net in Ottinger, and he'll hang on for a whistle.
Appleton with some words for Matt Duchene. He felt he was interfered with as Winnipeg was coming through the neutral zone. Appleton was on his right wing side and was going to take off on the anticipated dump in, but Matt Duchene just gets enough contact to Mason Appleton to throw him off his stride. Appleton took a quick look around to see if the interference call was being made, but disappointed with what he saw, that there was no arm in the air.
So the officials are going to get together, and the face-off will be pointed just where they were all lining up anyway, in the Dallas end to the right of Ottinger. Seguin will take the draw. Winnipeg will win it back toward the line here. Into Mestikov. From the point, goes back in behind the net. After goes Nikolaj Ehlers. Converged on. Winnipeg trying to double team, and it's tumbled off the boards and out towards center ice. Good job by Seguin to help out. Here's the Mestikov across the line. Perfetti back to the line. DeMello shoots off a skate. Ricocheted wide. Came off the back wall, back the other way. 3-on-2. Here's Duchene across the line. High slot. Duchene moving in, shooting! And it's stopped by Hellebuyck. Rebound is plungered back out towards center ice for Winnipeg. And snatched again by Dallas, and they'll settle back down inside their own zone.
Thought that was also close on the entry. Winnipeg tried to set play off that offensive zone faceoff, just miscued on finding Ehlers on through the seam.
Velarde breaks up a play at his own line. Moved it ahead for Ehlers to the near side for Scheifele. Crossed over the line. He will stop up back on the far side for Kyle Connor. Darts in, shoots off a stick and wide. Slapped along the boards here and then sent out toward the line. But there on the fill is Kyle Connor to hold the line. Jammed from the slot into where the corner. Velarde grabbed by Dallas, twisted off the window and bounced back out towards center ice. Settled down by Sandberg. Far side for Scheifele. Crossed over the line. Double team there. Squirts back toward the line. Banked off the board. A one-on-one developing. Far side, inside and out, trying to come in. And Sandberg did a really good job on Granlund to take him off the puck. Rope hits will knock Neil Pionk down from behind. Pionk retains possession. Threw it around the boards to the near side. Off the wall is Scheifele. Cross-ice pass to the far side. Velarde for Connor across the line. Velarde going toward the net. Connor got it there. And Velarde had a jam job in tight on Ottinger. Ottinger got his stick on it first. Velarde did a flyby and threw the stick at it, but nothing to be had there to open up, and Ottinger makes the save. But Winnipeg looking for some openings here and going cross ice, looking to spread the ice surface out with some of their speed.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's exactly, Mark Scheifele knew it, Gabriel Velarde knew it. That puck came up to Mark Scheifele along the left wing wall, and he just sent a backhand across the ice. He knew Gabriel Velarde was going to be there, and once Kyle Connor saw that, he darted from the middle of the ice right behind Gabriel Velarde in puck support.
Winnipeg wins the draw. Miller right side point. He delays. Pushed it back in behind the net. Pulled off the wall there by Appleton. Appleton back toward the line. For Morrissey, D to D for Miller. Cast into where the corner for Niederreiter. Played down low for Lowry. Pushed against the boards by Steele. Lowry wins that battle back toward the line. D to D. Morrissey makes a nice move. Coming down Main Street. Far side shot. They score! Niederreiter took an exquisite pass from Josh Morrissey and one-timed it home past Ottinger, and we are tied with under 10 minutes remaining in this second period, and Niederreiter has his fourth of the postseason.
What a tremendous play by Josh Morrissey. It all starts on the forecheck. Winnipeg and the Adam Lowry line goes to work. They win a puck battle down below the goal line. They get it up top. They work it D to D. And when Miller sends it across to Josh Morrissey, what a fake break. He throws on Blackwell, gets himself into the middle ice, and the move was great enough as it was. The pass is even better, right on the tape of Nino Niederreiter, and he makes no mistake from the bottom of the circle.
Winnipeg will send the puck back inside that Dallas end off the ensuing face-offs. So we've drawn even here again between these two teams. Morgan Barron after loose puck. High slot, Tanev shoots, blocked. And it came back to Tanev, back toward the line for Fleury. Winnipeg's got a little sip of the old doodah going on right now. Barron back in behind the net, wins a puck battle against Petrovic. Back toward the line, DeMello, dusted off, shoot. And he just put it wide. Charging in to try to hold the line was Fleury. Could not, long lead pass, goes by everybody. Icing will be the call against the Stars. 9:20 remaining in this second period. We're tied at 2. 10:07 the time of the goal. Niederreiter's fourth from Morrissey for sure. Time of the goal for JS Furniture. Visit us online at furnitureandmore.ca.
And a great follow-up shift by the Barron line to get right back into that Dallas end. And if not for a great shot block in the slot, Brandon Tanev's got probably one of his best looks of the series.
Back toward the line, Morrissey down along the boards on a face-off win. Threw it toward the net, stopped by Ottinger. Carried out toward the high slot there by Granlund. Stick lifted. Winnipeg comes away with possession. Back inside their own zone. Miller snapped it off the boards. Tumbled off a body, but it's going to be icing against the Jets. 9:05 remaining in the second period. Tied at 2. Winnipeg Jets hockey also brought to you in part by St. Andrews Parts and Power, Wilfs, Eli Ford, and Windeck.
Colin Miller, as expected, picking up the secondary assist on the Nino Niederreiter goal. And there has been a little bit of an adjustment to Winnipeg's deep pairs, at least for a part of this second period, where Colin Miller is skating on the right side with Josh Morrissey, Dylan DeMello with Hayden Fleury.
Miller into where the corner. Nemestikov to help out inside his own zone. Scared it up along the boards. Trying to spear at it to get it out. Stays in. Goes back in behind the net. Morrissey now kicked it up along the boards for Perfetti. He'll advance it slightly for Ehlers. Back for Morrissey, who jumps up. Morrissey steered it down inside that Dallas end. CC goes after it toward the corner. Try to get it out. Kept in, knocked down by Ehlers. Wristed back deep inside that Dallas end. And he'll turn exit stage right for a line change. 8.5 remaining in this second period. We are tied at 2. Bounce down inside that Winnipeg end, right on top of Hellebuyck. Shoveled it around to the far side. Intended target was Neil Pionk. He had to fight to wrestle the puck away. Into where the middle now for Scheifele. Barges out of his own zone. Bulls his way inside the zone. Got a return pass from Connor. Shoots. And it's stopped by Ottinger. He'll hang on for a whistle. Just absolutely loved the way Mark Scheifele took charge in his own zone and found the open ice, raced up the middle of it, and turned the defensive possession into a scoring chance off the rush. 8:14 remaining in this second period. The score, Winnipeg 2, Dallas 2. You're listening to Play Now, Winnipeg Jets playoff hockey on the radio home of the Jets, Power 97 and 680 CJOB.
Jets fans, playoff hockey is back, and there's nothing bigger than the Winnipeg Whiteout. You can be here for every unforgettable history-making moment by becoming a season ticket member today. Experience the Whiteout inside Canada Life Center, live and in person. Get access to playoff packages and pre-sales for round 2 and beyond by visiting winnipegjets.com/memberships today. That's winnipegjets.com/memberships.
For fun and reliability you can count on, your one-stop battery source is Canadian-owned Prairie Battery.
Prairie Battery is family-owned and operated, providing reliable and trusted battery power. When you want true power, come see Prairie Battery and the Prairie Battery team, or visit us at prairiebattery.ca.
When you need batteries for industrial, commercial, auto, recreational, marine, RVs, and more, it can only be prairiebattery.ca.
Boston Pizza is Canada's go-to place for playoffs. So this year, we're doing more than just hoping a Canadian team wins it all. We're manifesting it. We're planning the parade. We even got a bus. And we've got the sports bar dialed in, with ice-cold draft beer and an elite playoff menu. Like the guy in the movie said, kind of.
If we plan it, we will win.
So when it's game day, post up early at BP and cheer for the Holy Grail to come home.
The official sports betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets. This is Play Now Winnipeg Jets Hockey.
Winnipeg Jets Hockey brought to you in part by Shine Dental, Mr. Reuter, and Cambrian Credit Union, tied at 2. 8:14 remaining in the second. We do it to the right of Ottinger, deep inside the Dallas end. Scheifele against Johnston. Johnston wins it. Back in behind his own net for Lindell. He will catapult it out towards center ice, and it finds the stick on the far side for Robertson. Moves in, shoots off the rush against Morrissey. Kicked away by Hellebuyck. Rebound cascades in toward the corner of the far side. DeMello knocked from behind, got back up, flushed it off the boards, and out towards center ice and goes. It finds the stick there of Kyle Connor. Dashed inside the zone. He'll chip it back in behind the net, go after it there and bump with Lindell. Connor back out in front, the backhand shot by Velarde. As Kyle Connor did all the work, Velarde found the puck, came to the side of the net, back out in front, backhanded it toward Ottinger from the top of the crease, and Ottinger makes the save and will hang on. And Velarde just looking to the heavens, realizing he didn't get it up high enough, and maybe to one of the corners, he shot it right into the crest of the Dallas goaltender.
Yeah, Ottinger did his best to not leave as much space as possible between he and Velarde when this shot came, but just a tremendous piece of work below the goal line by Kyle Connor. Chips that puck in and doesn't run over the D, but gets there.
Back to the line. Piot slap shot. Stop. Rebound on the putback. Just put wide. Lowry had a jam at that. Winnipeg coming on here. Back the other way. Marchment moves in. Shoots. And it's off the stick of Hellebuyck. Twisting and turning. And then a stick bang against the back wall by Marchment. Maybe upset with himself for not converting. And also maybe upset with the officials as he got hauled down. Seguin will send it back inside on that Winnipeg end. Rolled around to the near side by Sandberg. Up for Lowry. He takes a body check and got stopped in his tracks. Right at his own hash marks by Marchment. Winnipeg reverses to the far side. Skipping after it is Pionk. Lead pass for Lowry right on the tape at center ice. And across the line. Moves in. Trying to go back door on the far side for Niederreiter. Couldn't get a stick on it. Back the other way at center ice. Lowry will stop any forward progression for the Dallas Stars. Jets want a line change to the near side. Petrovic will nudge it down inside that Winnipeg end. Bursting inside that Winnipeg end are a couple of Stars. They roll it around to the far side. Radnitz stick lift there on Iafallo, who stays on the puck. Iafallo lost the battle. Steele back toward the line. Shot came in. Good stick there by Iafallo to knock that away. Lead pass now for Barron. One-on-one off his stick, and it slides down inside that Dallas end. Out of his net comes Ottinger to play that. Skewered up along the boards and out towards center ice. Falls back inside that Winnipeg end. Fleury onto the far side now for Miller. He moved it ahead, and off the stick it flies inside the Dallas end of Iafallo. He heads off on a line change. Now through that neutral ice, Labushkin. Far side knocked inside the Winnipeg end. 6:05 remaining second period. We're tied at 2 on your radio home of the Jets. Power 97 at 680 CJOB. Far side, Perfetti across the line. Put it in toward the corner. Ehlers goes after it. He's stapled to the boards, and Dallas will come sliding out towards center ice and galloping through that neutral ice. It's dumped inside that Winnipeg end. It goes to the side of the slot there as Robertson dumped it in. Johnson couldn't get to it. Barging after it is Ben. Came away with a puck. Backdoor CC shooting! And it's gloved down by Hellebuyck. Doing the windmill with the glove and hauling that in. Great chance for the Dallas Stars to regain the lead again. And Cody Ceci denied on the save of the game so far by Connor Hellebuyck. 5:37 remaining in this second period. Tied at 2. Back after these. You're listening to Play Now. Winnipeg Jets playoff hockey on the radio home of the Jets. Power 97 and 680 CJOB.
When you bet with Play Now Sports, goals become... Every game will feel like the big game. Bet local with Play Now Sports, the official betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets. 18 plus, enjoy responsibly.
Winnipeg, are you whiteout ready? Choose Hometown Pride. Choose 1919. Brewed by Little Brown Jug, Manitoba's flagship beer since 2016. Here's to building something memorable.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Waters, and Reliable Heating and Air Conditioning is truly a family. My parents started the business over 30 years ago, and today, me and my brother Clint are carrying it on, with customer satisfaction being priority number one. We believe good service is affordable to all our customers, so give us a call if your furnace or AC isn't working like it should. We want you to feel comfortable 24/7. We are family strong, reliable strong, and Winnipeg strong. For details, visit reliableheatair.ca.
The job gets done at St. Andrews Parts and Power. The savings on Coyote subcompact tractors are big, big, big. Brad has stock of Coyote CS Series 2220 and CS 2520 tractors. Plus, get 2.99% for 72 months and a free loader. Get your Coyote subcompact tractor at St. Andrews Parts and Power, where you'll say, that guy helped me.
And I can help you too at St. Andrews Parts and Power.
For more, head to standrewspartsandpower.ca.
It's like being right on the glass. Winnipeg Jets hockey on 680 CJOB.
Big time stop from Connor Hellebuyck just moments ago. 5:37 remaining in this second period. Tied at 2. Winnipeg wins the draw. They wheel to the far side. Sandberg takes a pass from his deep partner in Pionk. Up along the boards now for Lowry. Stuffed inside that Dallas end. Came into where the high slot. Hamilton grabs that, turns and fires. And it's off of the knob of the stick of Ottinger. And it carries back in behind that Dallas net, beyond the glass into the mesh, and falls back onto the ice surface. Big save made by Ottinger. Good chance for Mason Appleton, who's had a good playoff. He's looking for his first goal. He has a ton of assists so far, but nothing that has beaten a goaltender to the back of the net.
7 assists in 8 games for Mason Appleton, and he just had to try to corral that rolling puck in the slot. He had to take a couple extra strides, and I think he wanted to. Still got a great shot off, and yeah, right off the knob of the stick of Jake Ottinger.
Bounced out towards center ice. Ran in after the puck. Stymied by a couple of Jets. Penalty coming up to Rantanen, who dumped DeMello. And Winnipeg out towards center ice. Hellebuyck to the bench for the extra attacker. Turning back inside his own zone is Scheifele. He'll take a pass now in front of his own net from DeMello. Sauntering through that neutral ice. Scheifele picking up speed. And on the near side, Nikolaj Ehlers in ahead of the play. Offside will be the call against the Jets. Tripping call to Mikko Rantanen, and Winnipeg will go on to the Prairie Battery power play. Your one-stop battery source is Winnipeg-born and Canadian-owned PrairieBattery.ca.
Yeah, and Rantanen doesn't like it, but I mean, ultimately what ends up happening is he gets the stick between the legs of DeMello, and once DeMello goes to try to take one more stride, he gets taken down, and Rantanen saying he was holding my stick there. Even did the let go of the end of the stick just to try to show that you're not doing this intentionally.
That never works. I tried it all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Winnipeg loses the draw, and it's wristed all the way down the ice. Power play number 3 for the Jets. They're 0 for 2 in a 2-2 tie. They've scored the only goal this second period. Sharking his way between the blue lines as Connor on the far side now for Velarde. Stuffed into where the corner. Connor goes after it. Back in behind the net. Scheifele. Velarde is there as well. Now for Connor's side of the net. He had a jam at it. It stopped. Rebound came out. And it's whisked out towards center ice by Steele. Sent off the boards. And it rolls back inside that Winnipeg end.
Well, as he said after the first period, Kyle Connor did. Sometimes when you don't have the one look, you got to try all your different variations. That one, I don't even think it's in the playbook. He just tried to smash that thing in when that puck rolled by the post.
Storming inside the zone as Nikolaj Ehlers trying to get it toward the front of the net. Broken up by Lindell. Wristed off the window, and all the way down it goes. Under 4 minutes remaining in this second period. 1 minute to go on the penalty to Rantanen. We're tied at 2.
Winnipeg's been able to get into the zone. It's just getting set up. They haven't been able to just make that one next play on the entry.
Mestikov overskated the puck. Taken away from him by Steele. Slowly to center ice. And he'll send it drifting inside that Winnipeg end. Floated around back in behind the net. Settled down now by Pionk. He moved it ahead for Cole Perfetti. Perfetti up the middle of the ice across that Dallas line. He'll drop it far side for Niederreiter. He has scored this afternoon. Back toward the line for Pionk. Into where the corner for Perfetti. Perfetti waiting for some help. Iafallo is there. Niederreiter's there. Back toward the line. Pionk shoots as he drifted in. That goes off of Ottinger. Rebound grabbed again by Winnipeg. Spilled around to the far side. Perfetti knocked off the puck, but he managed to kind of sweep it in toward the corner. That was broken up by Bischel and sent back out towards center ice. And that'll do it for the penalty to Mikko Rantanen. The Jets are 0 for 3 with a man advantage. Rantanen back out of the penalty box. Here comes Appleton swiftly inside the zone. Put it back for the line. DeMello near side for Sandberg. Shot through the slot. looking for the stick of Lowry. He got a stick blade on it, but put it wide. Bounce back out towards center, and outside of the playing surface it goes by the benches. We'll get a stoppage of play. 2.5 remaining in the second period, tied at 2.
Yeah, Sandberg in the exact spot where Josh Morrissey hit the brakes and cut to the middle of the ice. He was looking for the high tip. In the slot there was Dylan Sandberg, and that one just doesn't quite connect, but Winnipeg will gladly take the offensive zone draw. Power play didn't go the way Winnipeg wanted, but that next line hopped right over the ice, right over the bench, and got right to work in the offensive zone. That's what you want.
Face off to the left of Ottinger. Granlund will take the draw against Lowry. Winnipeg wins it back toward the line. DeMello into where the corner for Tanev on the far side. Tanev will knock it back into where the corner for Appleton. Back in behind the net for Lowry. Hybrid line here. Lowry pinned against the boards there. Lowry into where the corner. And Appleton is mugged. Falls down. Lost possession. It's sent back out towards center ice. Winnipeg will go after it in Lowry. Lowry had to wait for Tanev to get onside. He'll get it back inside the zone. Bishop will make a pass to the near side. Petrovic up along the boards. Now for Rantanen along the boards. He is stopped in his tracks there by Lowry. It's sent back toward the line. Kept in. Harley shoots. Stop. Rebound. Backhanded. Stopped by Hellebuyck. And Rantanen twisting in a backhand. He put it wide. Excellent save by Connor Hellebuyck again. Left pad save on a point-blank chance. Rantanen after the puck into where the corner. Velarde will take a body check there. Rope Hintz is now after Morrissey. 1:39 remaining in the second period. Tied at 2. Scrumming for the puck on the far side. Saber rattling going on. Pushing and shoving. Some cross-checking going on as well. Separation and trying to get the puck and freeing it up as Dallas they did. Back toward the line for Harley. Sent back into where the corner. Trying to roll off the boards here to the near side. Here's Granlund back for Rope Hintz. Trying to get it out in front. Broken up nicely by Connor. Moved ahead for Shifley. Shifley slithers inside the zone. Put on the brakes. He put it back into where the slot. Velarde moves in, shoots. And it's blocked. He came back for the line. Scampering after the puck to hold the line. Sandberg off the bench. Far side for Connor. Into where the slot for Shifley. He took a jam at it. He had too many stars in on him. Under a minute remaining in this second period. Duchesne on the far side. Seguin, rudder move. Stops up. Side of the slot. He turns and fires. Deflected in front. Right pad save made by Hellebuyck. Duchesne got a redirect on that. Carried into where the corner by Winnipeg. Nemestikov takes a hit. Made a play now for Pionk. Far side for Ehlers. Ehlers up along the boards now for Sandberg. Across the line. Tried to drop it and did now for Nemestikov. Turns, feeds it into where the corner. Ehlers darts out of the corner. Back in behind the net now. Ehlers at the side of the net for Perfetti. He sent it around. Intercepted by Duchesne. Out towards center ice. It goes for Ben. 20 seconds left. He'll softly send it inside that Winnipeg end. Hellebuyck will come out of his net, played around to the near side. Winnipeg will stick lift. Labushkin to get the puck out towards center ice with 5 seconds remaining in the second period. Fans want a penalty from back in behind the play. They bounce it to Dallas, back inside the Winnipeg end. Horn sounds to end 40 minutes of hockey in the heart of Texas this afternoon.
Well, Winnipeg comes out and wins the second period, and with a big goal by Nino Niederreiter, and Dallas is upset with Mark Scheifele behind the play, getting a little bit of a stick in on Marchment, who is trying to chat with the officials after this period's over. This one, we talked about how it's a little bit more physical seemingly than game 1 and 2, and you're starting to see some players really finishing checks at high speed into the boards, hitting to hurt in this game number 3.
Well, let's have a look at the stats summary through 40 minutes. Rope Hintz opened up the scoring on the power play, his 5th from Mikko Rantanen and Thomas Harley at 2:27. 1-0 for Dallas. Kyle Connor tied it 7 minutes later at 9:53. His team leading 5th in the playoffs from Velarde. 1-1 was the score, but before the period was out and 6 minutes later at 15:12, Thomas Harley, his 3rd from Granlund and Steele, 2-1. That was even strength as well for the Dallas Stars. And they went to the dressing room with a 1-goal lead, scoring a power play goal and an even strength goal. Winnipeg had 1 even strength goal after 1 period of play. Second period, Winnipeg gets the only goal of that recently completed middle frame. At 10:07, Nino Niederreiter takes a pass from Josh Morrissey, who made just a Excellent move at the blue line, east-west, carved his way back into toward the middle, and then passed it off. Niederreiter, a one-timer for his fourth of the playoffs. Morrissey and Miller collect the assists at 10:07. Time of the goal for JS Furniture. Visit us online at furnitureandmore.ca. And Winnipeg ties it at 2, getting the only goal of the second period. Power play opportunities so far in the hockey game. Dallas 1 for 2 with the man advantage. The Jets are 0 for 3 with the power play today. And Winnipeg out shooting Dallas in that second period, 11-7. But the Stars still holding the 2-period total advantage at 18-17. Second intermission report is coming up next with Kelly Moore and John Rempel. The score once again after 2. The Winnipeg Jets 2, the Dallas Stars 2. You're listening to Play Now. Winnipeg Jets playoff hockey from Dallas, Texas on the radio home of the Jets. Power 97, 680 CJOB.
Growing up on a dairy farm taught me to take good care of the land so that the land can take good care of us. So on my farm, we're always looking for new and improved ways to do things. Because we don't just farm for today, we also farm for tomorrow. You see, dairy farming is all about preserving the land, water, and air for future generations. And that's why everything we do is all from a good place.
Looking for an outdoor lighting solution for your deck and landscape? Look no further than Windeck.
Hi, I'm Mel Duick. Windeck is a premier dealer for Enlight outdoor lighting, a lighting system that can be installed by anyone who can plug in a toaster. Control your lights with Bluetooth phone application and get lit with Enlight. Enjoy your backyard investment well into the night. Don't let the sun end your fun. For more information on Enlight, come visit our showroom, 937 Redonda Street, and see what fixtures fit you. Windeck. Do it once. Do it right.
Yo, Dr. J, Winnipeg's in the house with a message for the boys.
Here's to all my homies who are done having babies. You made up your mind, no, we'll see. Or maybe it's gotta take care of business. No need to be tripping, cause he don't use needles or scalpels for the snipping. In less than 10 minutes, you get on with your day. So do yourself a favor, yo, and see the doctor named Jay.
Book your vasectomy today with Dr. J. Buenafe at Buenafe Clinic. See vasectomymanitoba.ca.
This is Winnipeg Jets hockey on 680 CJOB.
It is a 2-2 tie after 2 periods of play in game number 3 of this Western Conference semifinal. That has certainly evolved into a great battle between 2 great teams. As we're walking you to the second intermission report, and Jets fans, as you well know, there is nothing bigger than the Winnipeg whiteout. Be a part of it. Don't miss any of the unforgettable moments by becoming a season ticket member today. Get access to playoff packages and pre-sales by visiting winnipegjets.com/memberships. While clearly, John Rempel, I think we can say that the Winnipeg Jets have put the St. Louis experience behind them. They are playing what is, without a doubt, their finest road game of the postseason to date, at least through 40 minutes.
Well, Kelly, you took the words right out of my mouth. That's right there what Winnipeg Jets hockey looks like, feels like, just under control, all 4 lines rolling, contributions from everybody up and down the lineup, physical when needed to be, but not chasing the game, not chasing hits, but really just locked down. Not a lot of room for Dallas in the middle of the ice. And just, like you said, I mean, that clearly is the best second period they have played.
Now, the Jets tying it up on a goal by Nino Niederreiter, camped out at the right side of the Dallas net. And certainly a nice finish by Nino, but oh my goodness, what a move by Josh Morrissey on Colin Blackwell.
Well, I was never able to do a thing like that, Kelly, but in the hockey world, they call that breaking the guy's ankles without breaking his ankles. And that's exactly what Josh did there, and sold the outside toe drag. And then just a number of things that I really liked on the goal, Kelly, was the deception on the pass. He sold the shot, and that forced Ottinger actually to take some of the blue ice. And again, almost a no-look pass. And I think, Nino Niederreiter did a great job. And if, for young hockey players, when you want to score goals, that's a textbook look at opening yourself up to the inside of the ice, being ready on your forehand, receiving the puck in a good spot, don't dust it off, and take your shot. So just a great hockey play.
That goal coming at the midway point of the period. Nino actually could have done maybe a partial impersonation of Mikko Rantanen because he had a great chance to tie it in the opening minute of the period with a perfect pass in the slot, but wound up grazing the post. I'm not going to say hit because that puck kissed the outside of the post, hit the end boards, and then went rumbling. But Nino with a great look on that play as well.
Yeah, just a great, another great job by the Jets of sort of, I believe it was Mason Appleton that made the pass, and just a great job of buying ice and allowing Niederreiter to fill that outside lane, Kelly. And, he kind of came late, and Dallas Stars players that were in back check support really never saw him coming. So another great offensive zone play, and just, a great opportunity for the Jets off the rush.
Well, we mentioned during the pregame show, Mark Scheifele did not have a point on the road in the two St. Louis games that he was a part of. Still looking for his first point here this afternoon, but he has played an impactful game.
Oh, I really as I said, between the first and second, Kelly, I like a lot of things about him tonight, and I like a lot of things about the line as well. They look dangerous almost every single time they're on the ice, and what I also really liked is they kind of got hemmed down and towards the end of that period against Rantanen's line, but they did a really good job of their defensive zone responsibilities, didn't cheat the puck trying to go the other way, and locked that shift down, and were able to exit the zone.
Yeah, you mentioned the Moose. His streak of 13 consecutive participation goals comes to an end on that Harley goal that had given the Dallas Stars a 2-1 lead. And I thought the Jets got back to making life uncomfortable for the Stars, number 96. He was still barking at the referee well after coming out of the penalty box for tripping up Dylan DeMello. I don't think he was as upset about the call as much as the one that he felt that the officials missed when DeMello had a hold of his stick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Dylan DeMello actually grabbed a stick. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. But the ref's going to call that kind of corkscrew penalty every single time, Kelly. Like as soon as that puck gets in between an opponent's feet and that opponent goes down like that's getting called every single time.
Well, we could not talk about this second period without talking about Connor Hellebuyck. I counted about 5 grade A chances for the Dallas Stars to either add to their lead or regain it, and Hellebuyck simply took it away from them.
Well, and I mean, the one on Cody Ceci from Jamie Benn on the, where Jamie Benn kind of eluded it and came through the weak side, and Ceci came cruising down from about 20 feet, and Hellebuyck snaps that glove up there and fights it off. And yeah, and I mean, there's the difference, Kelly. And what you're seeing here is that, a week ago or 10 days ago, that might have looked a lot different, and it did look a lot different against St. Louis. But, it appears that some things have certainly been rectified from Winnipeg's goalie.
What do you make of the swapping of the first and third D pairs? Dylan DeMello now skating alongside Hayden Fleury, and Colin Miller has moved up with Josh Morrissey. Is there anything you would have spotted at all, John, to necessitate that move?
No, I think it was a good move. I don't think it's anything in particular other than second period long change, Kelly. And I think it's important that, and I think the Jets coaching staff realizes this, that Colin Miller and Hayden Fleury cannot sit there for extended periods of time if they're not comfortable with Fleury and Miller out against certain combinations from Dallas. So I think what you're seeing there is exactly making sure that Miller's legs and Fleury's legs don't go, kind of cold, and they can certainly both play with either of those players. So I like the move, and I mean, Miller was on for the goal. So, it looks even better that way.
Sure. Yeah. And the ice times are certainly not out of whack with what they normally would be for Josh Morrissey at this juncture of the game. So if you decided to shorten up your defensive rotation in the third period, the Jets would probably feel comfortable in doing that.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, in a game like this, Kelly, I mean, here and there they may do it, but I don't think they need to do it. I think the Jets are playing a really controlled type of game, and a 5-on-5 game favors the Winnipeg Jets. I mean, that's just the nature of how this team is built, and I don't think you want to get into a special teams battle with Dallas. And this game is now settled in. The series has settled in. You can see it. It's like now it's becoming a chess match. Both teams have a very good sense of what the other team's trying to accomplish, and now it's whichever team can execute better.
Yeah, if you had access to a computer, if you looked at the time on ice totals for these teams, they just about mirror one another. Lindell, 1642. Harley, 1636. Morrissey, 1621. I mean, the score is clearly indicative of just how closely matched these two teams are.
Very much so. And again, there's key moments and sort of parts of games and series that, people look back on and will remember. And, in this one, there's been a couple. And I think this third period for the Winnipeg Jets, if approached correctly and sort of, executed in the right way, the Jets are starting to take this game over. You can see it. You can see offensive zone time is starting to extend. The fourth line, I think, is having a very large impact on this game. Their energy, their physicality, and their ability to create some stuff in the zone, and again, hand shifts off, it's starting to have an effect on this game, Kelly.
All right, Coach, we'll talk to you either in the third intermission or the post-game show when we return. An update on the scoreboard, 2-2 after 2 in Game 3 on Power 97 and 680 CJOB.
When you bet with Play Now Sports, goals become... Every game will feel like the big game. Bet local with Play Now Sports, the official betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets. 18 plus, enjoy responsibly.
Grab your jersey. Grab your generic lager. Impressively standard beer for impressively intense moments. Brewed in Winnipeg by Little Brown Jug. Generic, the most domestic choice.
Care to sample our delectable filet mignon?
Oh, no, thank you. Actually, I'd love to, but my dentures have another idea.
Don't miss out on life's appetizing offerings because of ill-fitting dentures. Get set right with Shine Dental. Their expert team helps secure loose dentures while improving your oral health, making eating more pleasurable and ensuring you smile confidently. Available at Shine Dental's 1104 Pembina Highway location.
Would you like to try?
Yes, I would.
Book today and find your shine at shinedental.ca.
Rule the outdoors with Makita Outdoor Power Equipment, available at Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools. Right now and only while the Jets are in the playoffs, spend a minimum of $500 on Makita products and receive a free Makita cordless radio worth $200. Plus, get a 4-amp battery at a special discounted price. Makita lawnmowers, line trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws are in stock, too.
Shop where the professional tradespeople shop. You're always welcome here at Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools, 1557 King Edward Street.
Winnipeg Jets exclusive coverage continues on 680 CJOB and CJKR 97.5 FM Powered 97. The official sports betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets. This is Play Now Winnipeg Jets Hockey.
2-2. The Winnipeg Jets and the Dallas Stars are tied as we head to the third period. Quick scoreboard update coming up at 6:30 tonight. Toronto visits Florida with the Leafs up 2-1 on the Panthers. What a classic going on in Montreal in the Professional Women's Hockey League. They've gone to the third overtime period. It's 2-2 between the Montreal Victoire and the Ottawa Charge. Charge looking to take a 2-0 lead in that series before it goes to the nation's capital. Minnesota has jumped out to a quick 3-0 lead on Toronto midway through the first period with that series tied 1-1. Canada wins 7-1 over Latvia at the World Hockey Championship Tournament in Stockholm, Sweden. The Oklahoma City Thunder were able to get back on even terms with the Denver Nuggets, winning 92-87 in the Mile High City. And the Toronto Blue Jays with a 9-1 lead over Seattle in the top of the 8th inning. It is 2-2 with the third period on the way next on Power 97 and 680 CJOB.
Jets fans, playoff hockey is back, and there's nothing bigger than the Winnipeg Whiteout. You can be here for every unforgettable history-making moment by becoming a season ticket member today. Experience the Whiteout inside Canada Life Center, live and in person. Get access to playoff packages and pre-sales for round 2 and beyond by visiting winnipegjets.com/memberships today. That's winnipegjets.com/memberships.
Boston Pizza is Canada's go-to place for playoffs. So this year, we're doing more than just hoping a Canadian team wins it all. We're manifesting it. We're planning the parade. We even got a bus. And we've got the sports bar dialed in, with ice-cold draft beer and an elite playoff menu. Like the guy in the movie said, kind of.
If we plan it, we will win.
So when it's game day, post up early at BP and cheer for the Holy Grail to come home.
For fun and reliability you can count on, your one-stop battery source is Canadian-owned Prairie Battery.
Prairie Battery is family-owned and operated, providing reliable and trusted battery power. When you want true power, come see Prairie Battery and the Prairie Battery team, or visit us at prairiebattery.ca.
When you need batteries for industrial, commercial, auto, recreational, marine RVs, and more, it can only be prairiebattery.ca.
All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Winnipeg Jets Hockey Club is expressly prohibited. The official sports betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets. This is Play Now Winnipeg Jets Hockey.
And we welcome you back to the broadcast booth, which is for Namath Diamonds. For your diamond engagement ring, see Namath Diamonds, a family tradition of excellence in Southdale Square. 2-2 after 2. Headed for the third period. Should be a good one this afternoon in Dallas. Jets are flying from a broadcast left to right. Winnipeg getting the only goal of the second period. Nino Niederreiter is fourth from Morrissey and Miller at 10:07 to tie it. And now 20 minutes of hockey in this third. In a very important swing game. The series is tied at 1. Winner, of course, of this game will have the advantage going into Tuesday's game number 4.
And because it's so important, Chris Rooney, one of the officials, started this third period off by talking to both head coaches, probably just giving them a heads up on some things that maybe got a little bit out of hand late in the second period.
Underway in this third period. Winnipeg with a puck. They chip it down inside that Dallas end. It's discarded right back out quickly and onto the stick of Miller. Indirect to the near side for Appleton. Tried to backhand it in. That was stopped by Wyatt Johnson. Sent back inside the Winnipeg end. He was on his side of center. We'll get an icing call against the Dallas Stars. Winnipeg Jets hockey brought to you in part by JS Furniture, Namath Diamonds, and the Manitoba Physiotherapy Association.
And out comes the Scheifele line for the offensive zone face-off. You wonder they're going to try to run some sort of set play off of it. Usually it would be the center and Mark Scheifele that calls it.
Ben will take the draw against Scheifele to the left of Ottinger. Winnipeg will win it back toward the line. DeMello, D-to-D on the far side for Morrissey. He makes a move, kicked it back toward the line for Connor. Connor wristed through traffic, kicked away with the left pad there of Ottinger. Off the boards and out towards center ice. Nice move there and thrust on a one-on-one toward the net by Johnston. As he tried to go wide and put that wide, it came off the back wall out towards center ice. Winnipeg will squirrel after the puck. Hal Connor after it, settles it down inside that Dallas end. Waiting for some help, Velarde over to the far side. He's triple teamed. Scheifele came over to help out. Battling along the boards. Velarde trying to kick it free. Soccer style along the boards for Kyle Connor. For Velarde again into where the corner. Far side, Harley is there. It's free now. Nudged ahead for Ben. Jammed off the boards out towards center ice. Sandberg to the near side for Beyond. Shot right back in from center. Stopped by Ottinger back in behind his own net. Outletted to the near side. And out towards center ice off a stick it goes. The puck flies down inside of that Winnipeg end. Nobody knew where it was except Sandberg, and they'll blow an icing call down against the Dallas Stars.
I believe they blew it down for icing, but this one might end up just coming right back. Because I thought there was a deflection on the puck right at the moment of letting it go or just after it got released. So yeah, this draw will come back right into center ice. Not too often you see 9 out of the 10 skaters completely befuddled where the puck was.
Well, there was some, well, let's just say, stick holding going on. Nobody could move, and neutralized face-off. Winnipeg will wrap it down inside that Dallas end. Over to the far side it goes. Dallas trying to get it out. Kept in by Appleton. Soft backhand, back in behind that Stars net. Rolled around to the near side. Stolen by Niederreiter. Back out in front. Appleton turned and fired. And it went off a shin pad. Bounced back out towards center ice. Niederreiter pedaled it back inside his own zone for Sandberg. Sandberg delays and then hoisted out through the neutral ice and bounced it inside that Stars end. Bischel to the near side again for Rope Hintz. A goal this afternoon. He will backhand it in. Head off on a line change. Neil Piant out of his own zone to the near side for Appleton. Turned the blade of his stick and redirects it down inside that Dallas end. Ceci rolled it around to the near side corner. Now Lindell up along the wing for Marchment. Marchment at center ice. He'll shoot it in. It tumbles around to the far side. Morrissey freed it up. Came back toward the line, but not out. Morrissey jumped on that, though, and steals the puck. Over to the far side for Ehlers. Ehlers stomps inside the zone. To the near side now for Nemestikov. Nemestikov steered toward the boards by Duchesne. Stays on the puck. He nudged it. Back out in front. Morrissey coming in, shooting. And it's stopped by Onger. Back toward the line. Another shot came in. That came in from Ehlers on the fill. Filling in for Morrissey. Couple excellent chances for the Winnipeg Jets. Off a rush, Morrissey, and then Ehlers sent all the way down. Icing will be the call against the Dallas Stars. And John Rumpel mentioned it just as we were coming back after the second intermission report. Winnipeg is layering up shifts, handing off shifts, and really starting to take over this game.
Yeah, and forcing turnovers as well, right? Like, it's just good active stick by Vlad Nemestikov, and once again, probably for about the second or third time in this period already, Dallas not able to break the puck out. Winnipeg keeps an offensive zone shift alive, and Josh Morrissey, who's been everywhere in this game, a great look from the top of the circle.
Near side corner. Dallas wins the draw out of their own zone. Lindell off the boards out towards center ice. Stopped there by Winnipeg. There's a host of them over there. The Jets finally finds the stick of Marchment, and he will just send it down inside the Winnipeg end. Hellebuyck will leave that. Now for Miller. Break wide for his deep partner in Fleury. Up along the boards for Kyle Connor. Darts away from it. Check and will backhand it in. After goes Harley. Rolled it around to the far side. Dump back out towards center. Nice move there by Fleury. Inside his own zone to chip it back up along the boards. Came out toward the middle of the ice. Picked up by Kyle Connor. He will dash inside the zone, but he made a move over to the left, and it caused Scheifele to go in ahead of the play. And then Connor was body checked over the far side, and Colin Miller came in to defend one of his star players. We haven't seen much of this in this series so far, but there is some wrestling going on, some headlocking, and that was Lyubushkin who finished his check on Kyle Connor, and then Miller came in on him, and we'll see if there's any penalties out of this.
Oh, and it was quite a bit after the whistle. Like, this play, you know, Kyle Connor trying to get onside. It's Rantanen and Lyubushkin both hit Kyle Connor toward the Dallas Stars bench. Like, Connor had pulled up, and then Lyubushkin just kind of follows through. A little bit of a cross check into the rib area as he threw that hit.
Nothing will become of that. 16:36 remaining in this third period, tied at 2. Winnipeg Jets hockey brought to you in part by Reliable Heating and Air Conditioning, Prairie Battery, and Jacuzzi, Manitoba. Out to center ice. Winnipeg wins the draw. Shepherded inside the zone by Piant. Rolled into where the corner and dumped up along the boards. Piant will stop that, slap it back toward the front of the net. And it's off a stick of a follow-up in the air. He didn't know where it was. Battling for it again. Here's Barron. Barron couldn't get to it. Out towards center ice. Here comes Steele. Steele on the far side. Cross the line to the near side. Rantanen shoots, stop, rebound. They score. Knocked out of the air. Off that rush. And the Dallas Stars once again will take the lead. And I believe it's defenseman Alexander Petrovic with the goal. And it's 3-2.
It's kind of a follow the bouncing puck off the entry. It's partially blocked. And it ends up going down to Petrovic near the net side. Barron tries to get to him, and yeah, it's either Petrovic or it's Steele. They both kind of just knock this bouncing puck toward the net, and Connor Hellebuyck trying to react. and swat it with his blocker as he's falling backwards. Just unable to hang on to it. Actually hits his own stick as it comes out of his hand and gets into the net.
So Petrovic with his first of the playoffs at 3:51 of this third period. Time of the goal for JS Furniture. Visit us online at furnitureandmore.ca.
Now the question is, was it kicked?
Right.
Did Petrovic kick it back toward the net? So this could be interesting. Initially, because of all the bouncing around, I thought it might have got high enough and went off his hand, but it was clearly his skate.
Well, the other thing is, does it then go off the stick of Barron?
Right, exactly. He definitely, it's definitely an angled kick toward the net. It definitely goes off another stick before it goes in. Because I think off the kick from Petrovic, it's not going to go in. It's angled kind of back up toward the top of the crease if it had stayed going on that path. This will be an interesting one because it's kind of you can see Petrovic's angling it for sure. There is, I think, a little bit of a kicking motion, but it's not a soccer kick by any stretch.
Remember, you can differentiate. You can angle your skate to direct the puck. You can't kick it.
Yes.
And I'm with you. There's a slight kicking motion, but I think it goes off of Barron's stick, which would nullify the kicking motion toward the net. I honestly believe this might count.
Yeah. Kind of where I'm leaning, but if you're a member of the Dallas Stars, the longer this gets looked at, the more you're like kind of unsure. Now, of course, the call on the ice is a goal. And of course, the coaches will use this part. Scott O'Neill was just talking to Adam Lowry about a couple of things, probably rule related, that he'll want a clarification on, no matter kind of how this goes.
.16:09 remaining in third period. Dallas looking to take the lead at 3-2. We have a dispute about the goal.
It might even go off of Hellebuyck's stick and Sandberg's stick. And of course, big call in the game, so you want to make sure it's right. It's just no fun when the review takes 3-4 minutes.
And they're playing Freebird by Leonard Skinner here. Hoping that they free up the controversy and the goal stands for Dallas. It does pinball off a number of sticks in a skate. And they're still looking at it over by the penalty box. By the way, Jet fans, round up the family for an exciting game number 4. Whiteout Watch Party powered by Scotia Perks this Tuesday at 7 p.m. There's no better place to watch the game together than at Canada Life Center on the giant scoreboard screen. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.ca and learn more at WinnipegJets.com/watch party. And the fans are getting restless.
Yes. And the headsets are still on. I'm trying to do a quick rip through the rule book here to see if I can find anything. It's Rule 34 is the distinct kicking motion. Might get through the whole song.
And it's a long one. It's about 8 minutes long. The solo is great in it too, by the way. We'll just be quiet for that.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you're right. It is a primary importance moment here in this hockey game to ensure they get it right. And what's being disputed as to whether Alexander Petrovic directed the puck into the Winnipeg Jets net with his skate. But it did then, and kicked it, not directed it, kicked it. But then it goes off a couple of sticks after that. So that's where your sleuthy activities will come into play to flesh out the appropriate rule.
Yeah, I'm down to 37.4, which is, it's certainly a kick. It's just what you're looking for is what would negate it.
Well, if this didn't go in favor of Dallas, would all be forgotten in Buffalo?
As we look at the 1999 Stanley Cup champion banner, there is a sentence in Rule 37.4. A goal cannot be scored on a play where an attacking player propels the puck with his skate into the net, even by means of a subsequent deflection off of another player.
Okay.
Using a distinct kicking motion.
So that whole off. Here we go. We're going to get a ruling here.
After video review, the Winnipeg goalie puts the puck into his own net after a kick. It's a good goal.
3-2 Dallas. At 3:51 of this third period, the Dallas Stars have their third lead of the afternoon.
Quite frankly, if that's all they were looking at, I'm not entirely sure why it would have taken that long. But clearly Scott Arniel has a question about it. He does not agree. Plenty of time left in the third period.
They line it up at center ice, and away we go. Petrovic's first, 3-2 Dallas. Here come the Jets again. They storm inside of that Dallas end, backhanded by Appleton into where the corner. Moved up along the boards by Ben. Onto the far side for Dadonov. Skips inside the Winnipeg end, going toward the net. And a redirect off a stick there of Johnston as he beat the defenseman up the ice and just put it wide. Dadonov steals the puck on the far side. He ran into Morrissey. Morrissey skewers it around back in behind the net. Winnipeg a little late getting there, but Morrissey will come away with the puck. He will dart out towards center ice, and he will slowly, softly send it down inside that Dallas end, and Winnipeg will make some changes. 15 and a half remaining in this third period. 3-2 Dallas into where the middle rope hits it across the line. Dropped it high slot. Here comes Redden, shoots and scores. Mikko Rantanen with his 9th of the postseason. And Dallas gets 2 quickies. It's their largest lead of the afternoon. It's 4-2 for the Stars.
And these are the things that Winnipeg has had go against them on the road. The home team getting a couple of goals in quick succession, turning a tie game, and you don't love the one that goes against you to make it 3-2. But Mikko Rantanen showing a lot of patience, cutting through the Jets defense here, holding that shot. Sandberg tries to go down for a block. Pionk's already engaged with Granlund, and he's unable to get the block.
49 seconds apart, and I believe Scott Arniel has called a timeout.
Yeah, and probably a good idea. Just get everybody kind of brought back into it. So got 15 minutes and 20 seconds left. You've been generating offensive chances. It's just a matter of finding a way to just slow the Stars' momentum, get back to what you were doing, especially in that second period.
4:40, the time of the goal. Time of the goal for JS Furniture. Visit us online at furnitureandmore.ca. So Petrovic and Rantanen, 49 seconds apart. to the near side and across the line. As the teams come out of timeout, it was called by Winnipeg, we believe. Winnipeg trying to get the puck out in front, and Scheifele stick handling. Back toward the line, Pionk slap shot. That goes wide, rebound to the side of the net. And it's thrust away nicely by Lindell, and then dumped out towards center ice. Velarde to the near side for Kyle Connor. Darts toward the net, moves in, shooting! And it's blocked away by Ottinger. Back toward the line. Neil Pionk will hold it. He's pressured there, backhands it along the boards. Pulled off the wall by Granlund. Chipped off the wall and sent back inside of that Winnipeg end. Both teams will make some changes. Jets will settle it down by 2. Randon from Hintz and Granlund. And Petrovic from Randon and Steele. Rimmed around to the far side. The 2 goals here in this third period. Nemestikov can't hold the line. Out towards center ice. Moved ahead there for Duchesne. Crossed over the line for Marchman, moving in. Marchman couldn't get a shot away. The backtrack was exquisite on him. Winnipeg will steer the puck into the corner. Fleury, far side for Miller. Miller off the boards, out towards center ice now for Nikolaj Ehlers. Runner move to himself at center ice. He'll slam it in. Winnipeg will go back after it. Played around the boards. Perfetti back to the line for Miller. Turns and fires off a stick. It ricochets into the corner. Lyubushkin up along the boards and all the way down. Icing will be the call against the Dallas Stars. 13:52 remaining in this third period. 4-2 for Dallas.
Well, Scheifele line goes right to work, and Kyle Connor gets a great look coming down the right wing side, gets that shot away from the faceoff dot. Ottinger just gets the blocker on it, so Winnipeg getting right back to it, creating offensively. Their depth has been very good throughout the year and in this series already, so with the way the Lowry line's playing too, you know that they're generating in the offensive zone. They could very well get a look on this shift.
Face off to the right of Ottinger. And Winnipeg will win the draw. Morrissey down along the boards. Morrissey tried to shoot, fanned on it. Curled back in by the net. Tried to wrap around. Stopped with the pad there of Ottinger. Then some pushing and shoving to the side of the net. And we will get a face-off again inside that Dallas end.
Surprised by how much room Josh Morrissey had as the shovels come out. So another opportunity for Scott O'Neill to talk things over with his group.
Take a time out of the ice and do the same on your radio. 13:45 remaining in this third. The score, Dallas 4, Winnipeg 2. You're listening to Play Now. Winnipeg Jets playoff hockey. The radio home of the Jets. Power 97 and 680 CJOB.
When you bet with Play Now Sports, goals become... Every game will feel like the big game. Bet local with Play Now Sports, the official betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets. 18 plus, enjoy responsibly.
Winnipeg, are you whiteout ready? Choose Hometown Pride. Choose 1919. Brewed by Little Brown Jug, Manitoba's flagship beer since 2016. Here's to building something memorable.
You know what goes well with pizza from Santa Lucia Pizza. They've been the leaders in quality since 1971, and now they just keep winning award after award after award. So, sounds like they know a thing or two about making tasty pizza. How about this? When you're getting ready on game day, choose one of Santa Lucia Pizza's many specials or combos and find out why time and time again it's listed as Manitoba's favorite pizza.
Santa Lucia Pizza. It's all about the sauce.
Got pain? Meet the Manitoba Physiotherapy Association, a professional organization fostering excellence in practice, education, and research with over 500 licensed physiotherapists and physiotherapy students in the province. The goal of MPA is to advance the profession of physiotherapy and to improve the health of Manitobans. So when you visit your physiotherapist, you can rest assured that you'll have received the highest standard of care. And if you don't already have a physiotherapist, you can learn more and find one at mbphysio.org.
Hey, this is Morgan Barron, and you're listening to Winnipeg Jets Hockey with Paul Edmonds and Mitchell Clinton on 680 CJOB.
I just want to read you the rule again because this is going to come up, and we'll get an opportunity to do that. Winnipeg wins the draw inside the Dallas end, but it hopped over the stick of Dylan DeMello. He has to turn his skates and scurry back inside his own zone to get it out towards center ice. Stolen there by Steele. Dances inside the Winnipeg end. Curled back in behind the net. 4-2 Dallas in front here. 12 and a half remaining in this third period. Back toward the line. Back out in front. Lindell tried to pass it along the boards. Broken up. Winnipeg bumped into each other. It's then sent around with one hand by DeMello for Morrissey out towards center ice. And Winnipeg will dispatch it there. Back comes Randon. Had a solid game again to the near side for Robertson. Moving in, shoots. It's off the stick of DeMello up and over the back glass. And out of play it goes. So here's what I'll read. A kicked puck that deflects off the body of any player of either team, including the goalkeeper, shall be ruled no goal.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to figure out here. Did they say that that gets negated because it's Connor Hellebuyck's stick that changes the path of the puck and puts it in? But then that would seem to be a weird caveat.
Dallas will get the puck into where the corner. Winnipeg will send it right back out. Dumped in by Niederreiter. He has a goal today. Quickly to the puck is Appleton. Back toward the line. Winding up. And now a wrist shot from Neil Pionk off the stick of Ottinger into where the corner. Bischel will smash. Appleton against the boards, trying to fight for it. Couple of Jets. Niederreiter came away with it. Spun it around to the far side. And ticked off the stick of Sandberg. Left side pointing out towards center ice. It goes. 12.5 remaining in this third period. 4-2 for Dallas. Niederreiter charging after the block, back in by the net. Caused a turnover. He needs some help. 3 Dallas Stars are there, including their goaltender. They come away with a block, and they'll whisk it out towards center ice. Morrissey back pedals back inside his own zone. Down to the near side for DeMello. Scurries out toward his own line to center ice, trying to move it ahead for Ehlers. Got by him. Labushkin will take a hard body check by Perfetti into where the corner. Ehlers came away with a puck. Back in behind the net. Scraped off of it there. Scooped up and sent around by Granlund to the near side for Rope Hintz. Out towards center ice for Rantanen. Trying to catch up is Granlund. Rantanen inside that Winnipeg end, going inside and out on Morrissey. Lost the battle. Got it down in deep, and Winnipeg will come right back out. It's shot in. Racing after it is Nikolaj Ehlers. Came away with a puck. Put it back toward the net. A backhand off the stick of Ottinger. Picked up again by Perfetti. Back to the line. Morrissey shoots. Off a skate there of Labushkin. Gathered up again by Winnipeg. Miller back in behind the net for Cole Perfetti. Perfetti back in behind the goal for Nemestikov. Back to the near side for Ehlers. He wasn't expecting it. It bounced by him and slides all the way back down inside that Winnipeg end. And Dallas will use the opportunity for a wholesale line change.
Good shift by the Nemestikov line. Unfortunately, it comes to an end with that puck that gets by Nikolaj Ehlers along the wall. And now we're seeing Morrissey and Colin Miller paired again. That's what Winnipeg went with when it was 2-1.
Tanev will knock it in. Scurries after it. Center out to the far side. Pulled off the wall by Seguin and out towards center ice. Fleury tried to stop that. Puck goes back inside that Winnipeg end. Moved up along the wing to the near side here. And Miller out towards center ice. Ripped right back in by CC from the red line. Miller will try to pull that off the wall. He lost it to Duchesne. High slot. Seguin back toward the line. Lindell on the far side for Harley. Takes it on the backhand. Tried to throw it toward the net off the stick of Barron. Up and over the side glass. And on a play it goes. 10:37 remaining in this third period. The score, Dallas 4, Winnipeg 2.
And an email from the headquarters back at CJOB with Kelly Moore says, rule 49.2. So there's 2 sections to it, specifically the second one. So the one that you read, a kick puck that deflects off the body of any player of either team, including the goaltender, shall be ruled no goal. Part 2, a kicked puck that deflects off the stick of any player, excluding the goalkeeper's stick, shall be ruled a good goal.
And that's where we feel it went off Morgan Barron's stick before it got to the net. Sent around to the near side. Winnipeg wins the draw inside their own zone. Appleton out towards center ice. Trapped there by Steele. Back inside his own zone for Bischel. He'll flip it in from the red line. Bounced off the back wall. Sandberg played it around to the near side. Chopped up along the boards there by Pionk. Out towards center ice for Appleton. Kicked it from his skate to his stick. He steers with a backhand inside that Dallas end. He'll go charging after it. Rolled it around to the near side now for Niederreiter. Niederreiter getting around to check. Spins it around to the far side. It's held there. Pionk high slot. Shoots. Stop. Rebound. They're fighting forward into where the slot. Back toward the line. Pionk winding up. Pionk wrister. Stopped in front. Rebound sitting there. And it's outletted far side for Dallas and Steele. Nudged off the boards and sent trickling down inside of that Winnipeg end. Both teams will head to the bench for reinforcements.
Yeah, Neil Pionk was just looking for any kind of shooting lane. He doesn't want to blast it away with his couple of players standing there with their backs to him, so he wasn't able to do that. Tried to sift it through, and I think it still ends up getting blocked.
DeMello slapped it in from center. Tumbles around to the far side. Lyubushkin lost that battle. Now Connor threw it toward the net, went off the side of the goal. Lyubushkin with it again. Into the corner up along the boards. Dallas is out towards center ice, and Harley takes the pass across the line for Ben. Back for Harley, cutting toward the net, redirected, and it's stopped by Hellebuyck back the other way. Connor trying to outstride Jamie Benn, who caught up to him and forced the pass into the middle. Ben with a puck now and across the line. He's going to be offside. We'll get a stoppage of play. 9:01 remaining in this third period. The score, Dallas 4, Winnipeg 2. You're listening to Play Now, Winnipeg Jets playoff hockey on the radio home of the Jets. Power 97 and 680 CJOB.
When the game really counts, you want to watch it on the big screen with great food and cheering fans. That's why Tavern United and Garbanzo Sports Pubs are Winnipeg's favorite destinations for playoff hockey. Want to experience a game in person? Tavern United and Garbanzo Sports Pubs are giving away tickets to the next home game. Plus, enjoy great food and beverage specials. Tavern United and Garbanzo Sports Pubs. Manitoba owned, Manitoba grown, and Manitoba proud. Canad Inns thanks you for supporting local. Proudly a part of your community since 1975. Enjoy responsibly.
Experience the excitement at South Beach Casino and Resort as we celebrate 20 fantastic years, and we have you to thank. We appreciate your support over the last 2 decades, so come celebrate our 20th anniversary with us. We're kicking things off April 21st with a chance to win a brand new Jeep Sahara. Winner announced May 31st. 20 years, now that's worth celebrating at South Beach Casino and Resort. Details at southbeachcasino.ca.
Tired of the mortgage rate waiting game? With Cambrian Credit Union's exclusive Best of Both Worlds mortgage, you can unweight mortgage rates. Get Cambrian's lowest fixed rate right now for a 2-year term, and choose to reset by locking into a longer term if things change. Penalty-free with no blended rates. Whether you're buying new, renewing, or even switching from another financial institution, you're in control. Apply in less than 15 minutes now at cambrian.mb.ca. Subject to credit approval, terms and conditions apply.
This is Winnipeg Jets hockey on 680 CJOB.
Stay tuned for the game's 3 stars for Shine Dental. Don't miss out on life's appetizing offerings because of ill-fitting dentures. Get set right with shinedental.ca. 9:01 remaining, third period, 4-2 Dallas. Neutral ice face-off to the near side wall. Hintz against Nemetsakov. And Mitchell, this has been a good game this afternoon. And it will be one of those games where both teams like good chunks as we get a puck shot into the Jets bench.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, one team will lose, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Winnipeg's probably liking a lot of what they're able to generate against Dallas in the Dallas zone. And really, it's a couple of rush plays that are the difference in this game for the Dallas Stars, and for the benefit of the doubt on a kicking puck ruling too. So yeah, and Dallas is going to like how they stuck with it and the chances that they were able to generate too. It's just what happens when you get 2 elite teams going at it.
Like to spin around back and behind the net. Winnipeg will go after it inside their own zone. DeMello up along the board, stopped by Harley. Threw it right back toward the net, intercepted by DeMello, outlet it to the near side for Appleton, across the line for Lowry, steered it toward the net. He couldn't get a stick on it. Finds it behind the net, rolled it back toward the line. DeMello's hurried there, played it back in behind the net. Randon goes back after it. In front of him was Appleton. Appleton got a little bit of help. Lowry after with a good stick. Lowry got tripped up, no call. And Rope Hintz now for Randon. Hintz takes a body check on the far side for, I think, upsetting one of the Jets, and Lowry was that. Winnipeg back inside their own zone. The nastiness has arrived in this series, in this game here this afternoon for sure. Back across the line. Perfetti tried to backhand, went off a stick, kept in by Miller. Threw it toward the net, off another stick in front. And the puck will careen into the meshing and go out of play behind the Dallas net. 8 minutes remaining in this third period. 4-2 for the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, you're right on the nastiness that's showing up. 41 hits in this game for Dallas, 31 for Winnipeg. but you're also seeing a lot of the after the whistle, the by the benches, all that pushing and shoving and stick work that's been going on there as well. And took till game 3. It's the first time these two teams have played each other in the postseason. Now they see each other a lot in the regular season, but always a little bit of a different vibe when it comes to the playoffs.
Stars with a draw. Harley out towards center ice and Steele. Gallops inside that Winnipeg end. Long shot toward Hellebuyck. Stick save. Bounced into where the corner. Winnipeg will dig it off the wall. Sandberg back in behind his own net. Outlet far side for Nikolaj Ehlers. Sways out towards center ice. Dropped it for Sandberg. He leads the attack. Chip and chase down inside that Dallas end. Waiting for some help as well. Puck is flushed back out towards center ice. And Winnipeg will have to regroup. Pionk back inside his own zone. Rink wide for Sandberg. Across the ice on the near side for Nemestikov. Spins away from a check. Cut across the line. Got double team. Lost the puck. Dumped back out by Robertson. Winnipeg back inside their own zone. And again, Sandberg will slow it down.
Yeah, Stars just clogging up that neutral zone, making it difficult for Winnipeg to get through there cleanly. And even if they do, they get to the blue line, and it's hard to get that puck deep.
Hal Connor darts inside the zone. Chip and chase inside that Dallas end. Sharking after it. Blackwell sent it around to the far side. Velarde will stop that. Got tripped up. It goes to the far side. Pulled off the wall by Robertson. Nudged into toward the middle. Darted through that neutral ice. Colin Blackwell. Blackwell will stop up at the hash marks inside that Winnipeg end. Blackwell will feed it back into where the corner. Intercepted there by DeMello. Reverse to the far side for his D partner in Morrissey. Morrissey out towards center ice and on the tape for Shifley. Near side Velarde across the line. Velarde high slot back in toward the net. And it's stopped by Odger. He'll hang on for a whistle. Love that play. Most guys would try to find a way to pull back and fire on their forehand in that situation. Velarde, understanding the environment that he was in, just backhanded that puck toward the net, coming right down Broadway, and a tough save for Odger.
Yeah, he had Ben coming at him as well, so he was running out of time quickly, and goaltenders will tell you how hard it is to read a backhand, and Velarde gets a real quality one off there, and you can hear the communication from Mark Shifley yelling back to Josh Morrissey on that breakout. You have time, you have time. And Morrissey puts it right on Shifley's tape, leading to that entry.
Bouncing puck, side of the net. Bischel just threw it into where the corner. Barron goes after it. Still looking for his first postseason goal of his career is Morgan Barron. After the puck into where the corner. Came up along the boards. Barron trying to help out. Pitching in is Fleury. Tannen will try to hold it. Jammed at it. And at the line, he could not. Fleury backhanded it right back in. 6:10 remaining in this third period. 4-2 Dallas. Winnipeg trying to hunt down a puck. Goes back toward the line. Miller will hold the line for Barron. Backhanded along the boards. It bounced off of Johnston, now the other way. Here comes Dodon off on the far side. Moving in, a shot. Stopped by Hellebuyck. Rebound back out in front. They score. Wyatt Johnston got the last touch and the last one-timer on it. 5-2 Dallas.
And obviously Winnipeg searching for offense, and Colin Miller trying to hold the line here, but Winnipeg still not really able to get it deep, and two members of the Stars end up behind him in the neutral zone, and when this puck gets chipped out into there, all of a sudden it's a 2-on-1 the other way, and Miller does his best to get back, but by the time it gets played back out in front after the initial stop by Connor Hellebuyck, who actually makes another stop on this on the initial Johnston shot, the rebound is knocked into the back of the net from the top of the crease.
Johnston is fourth at 14:06. It's 3 unanswered goals for Dallas in this third period. Largest lead of the afternoon is 3 at 5-2. Time of the goal for JS Furniture. Visit us online at furnitureandmore.ca. Sent around to the far side. Niederreiter dumped it inside the zone, goes after it. Appleton there as well. Back in behind the net. Dumped up along the boards and set out toward the front of the net as Sandberg tried to hold the line on the fill, and he could not. It bounced back in behind him. Now Pionk will shoot it right back in. 5:20 remaining in this third period. Niederreiter wrestling with his man into where the corner is. Winnipeg back after it again. Smothered along the boards. Lowry came away with it. Pushed against the boards there by Seguin. It's sent back toward the line. Goes by Neil Pionk all the way down. Stopped by Hellebuyck, and he'll put a pass onto the stick of his defenseman. And Pionk will head to the bench. He'll leave it for Dylan DeMello. Far side for Nikolaj Ehlers. Shoots it inside the zone. Bounced off the back wall. Tumbled around to the near side. Granlund will try to get it out. Rope Hintz is there to do that. Now for Rantanen. Rantanen across the line. Rantanen near side. Granlund cut toward the net. Poked off the puck nicely there by Dylan DeMello. DeMello will fashion the puck to the far side for Morrissey, who curls back a couple of times. Plays it to the near side. Nikolaj Ehlers couldn't handle that cleanly. Dump back out towards center ice. DeMello to the near side for Ehlers. Ehlers into where the middle, and here comes Perfetti across the line. Scoots into where the corner, put it back toward the line. Nobody home on a line change for the Winnipeg Jets on the back end. Colin Miller at center ice. Now for Morrissey across the line, trying to split the knee. Got hauled down. Harley gets tangled up with Morrissey, and the puck is catapulted back out towards center ice. Bounce down, here's a 2-on-1. Robertson moving in. Robertson out in front and off the stick of Hellebuyck it goes, intended for Colin Blackwell, and it flies over onto the far side, and on a play it goes. 3:57 remaining in this third period. The score, Dallas 5, Winnipeg 2. Back after these, you're listening to Play Now. Winnipeg Jets playoff hockey on the radio home of the Jets. Power 97 and 680 CJOB.
Hey Jets fans, get ready for the Winnipeg Whiteout with Jets gear and TrueNorthShop.com. Choose from a huge variety of official Winnipeg Jets Whiteout apparel, headwear, novelties, and more. Need a new white hat, t-shirt, pants, or a jersey? We've got you covered.
Moving in, shooting, score!
Shop online at TrueNorthShop.com or by visiting one of our Jets gear store locations.
When you bet with Play Now Sports, goals become... Every game will feel like the big game. Bet local with Play Now Sports, the official betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets. 18 plus, enjoy responsibly.
Noble, proud, feathered to stay warm. Goes great with watching hockey. Turkey, perfectly Canadian. Buy Canadian turkey and support Canadian farmers like me.
The job gets done at St. Andrew's Parts and Power. The savings on Coyote subcompact tractors are big, big, big. Brad has stock of Coyote CS Series 2220 and CS 2520 tractors. Plus, get 2.99% for 72 months and a free loader. Get your Coyote subcompact tractor at St. Andrew's Parts and Power, where you'll say, that guy helped me.
And I can help you too at St. Andrew's Parts and Power.
For more, head to standrewspartsandpower.ca.
Hey, this is Nikolaj Ehlers. Paul Edmonds and Mitchell Clinton are bringing it Winnipeg Jets hockey style on 680 CJOB.
5-2 Dallas. Under 4 minutes remaining in this third period. They're out shooting Winnipeg 26-24. Shots on goal totals for Dr. J's Men's Sexual Health Clinic. Need to perform better in the bedroom? See the top-rated doctor on Google and rate MD. Visit Dr. J at winnipegclinic.com. I gargled my Google there. Back into where the corner. Center out on the far side. Winnipeg will dispatch it out towards center ice. Off the stick of Scheifele to the far side. Now for Connor. Dumped in. Connor Hellebuyck to the bench for the extra attacker. It's a 3-goal lead for Dallas. Winnipeg 6-on-5, trying to get possession. Morrissey back toward the line to the near side. Pionk right side point. Pionk back toward the line on the far side for Ehlers. Ehlers shoots it off the boards. That's intercepted. Moved ahead for Steele. Looking toward the empty net at center ice. Trying to dump it in. Stopped by Ehlers. 3:15 remaining. To the near side. Long lead pass. Goes by everybody. And we will get an icing call against the Jets. And Connor Hellebuyck will have to resume taking over net duties.
And Dallas keeps the pressure up in the defensive zone at 6-on-5. Part of the reason that penalty kill is as good as it is, came into this game at just over 87% in the postseason, is because they pressure, right? And of course, every penalty kill wants that pressure, but it's doing it at 6-on-5. It's a different type of reads that you have to make, and they're keeping up with that pace and pressure, not really leaving Winnipeg a whole lot of time to move that puck.
Winnipeg up along the boards on the far side, trying to get it out, kept in. Harley, high slot, shoots, chipped it over the net. Bounced around to the far side. Dallas back toward the line again. CC shoots. Deflected net front. That just went wide. Kept in here by Ben on the far side. Ben twisting and turning. Ben after the puck. Ben pushed against the boards by a couple of Jets. Wyatt Johnston is there. Along the periphery. 2:35 remaining, third period. Fans are on their feet here. Fighting for the puck. Donoff is there as well. Rolled around to the near side. Harley will hold the line. He walks the line, threw it toward the net. We're going to get a stoppage of play. And there's going to be a high sticking call. Jamie Benn pushing and shoving with Morrissey back in behind the play.
Yeah, they were engaged with each other pretty much the entire time of that scrum in the corner.
Dallas, minor penalty, high sticking.
High stick on Wyatt Johnston. So Winnipeg will go to work on the power play. Time is nigh right now for a power play goal. The Jets are 0 for 3 in this one.
Yeah, if you can get one quickly here, it certainly would go a long way in helping you in this one. And Winnipeg's going to go right to the 6-on-4.
So the Jets are back on the Prairie Battery power play. Your one-stop battery source is Winnipeg-born and Canadian-owned prairiebattery.ca. We do it to the right of Ottinger. As Mitchell mentioned, 6-on-4 favoring the Jets. They win the draw. Iafallo back toward the line. Walking the line, Miller, far side again. Got a return pass, Miller to the near side. Or Perfetti for Miller. Slap shot blocked by Blackwell. Ricochets in toward the corner. Scooped up by Winnipeg. Niederreiter pushed against the boards by CC. Trying to get some help. Iafallo trying to dig it out of some skates along with Lowry. Shuttled around to the near side and spun around the boards. Nicely there by Steele, who's had a heck of a game and a really good series in his role so far through almost 3 games now, and Winnipeg has to go 200 feet to fetch the puck. Here comes Perfetti to the near side now again for Niederreiter. Back for Perfetti. One-handed in toward the corner. Perfetti will go back after it. 1:40 remaining. Third period. 5-2 for Dallas. 1:10 still to go in the power play for the Jets. Their 4th of the afternoon and now into the evening. In toward the corner. Sit back toward the line here. Held there by Miller. Casting around back in behind the net for Niederreiter. Jammed against the boards there by CC. Lowry trying to help out. Back in behind that Dallas goal. Sent around to the near side. Pulled off the wall by Perfetti. Perfetti back toward the line for Miller. Far side now for Nemestikov. Darts into toward the corner. Back in behind the goal for Lowry. Lowry for Nemestikov. Chipped toward the net. That went through the slot area. Perfetti back toward the line. Into toward the corner for Lowry. Under a minute to go now in the third period. Perfetti shoots off his stick. That goes wide. Hustling after it. Iafallo. Back in behind the net now for Lowry. Near side Perfetti. Perfetti walks in. Shoots. Stop. And it was kicked away by Ottinger. Over to the far side. Nemestikov couldn't get a stick on it. And it spun around out towards center ice. Grabbed by Dallas to the empty net. And Granlund overskated the puck. Bounced around now for Hintz. And he put it toward the goal and missed it. Came off the back wall. Winnipeg again out towards center ice. 30 seconds to go. Ehlers. Far side for Scheifele. Moving right in. Shoots. And he ripped it wide. Came off the back wall. 20 seconds to go. Out towards center ice and Johnson. Johnson is out of the penalty box. Wyatt Johnston inside the Winnipeg end. Back out in front for Ben. Threw it toward the net. That's blocked. 10 seconds to go. Winnipeg into where the corner of the far side. Perfetti now. Up along the wing. Out to center. That'll do it. The Dallas Stars will take a 2-1 lead in this series with a 5-2 victory this afternoon and into this evening. And the two teams will head to game number 4 coming up on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And certainly this series has had a different tone as it's arrived here now in Texas.
And the third period's really the story of the game. Obviously, the kicked puck by Petrovic will be the one that gets most of the conversation. Winnipeg came into this game outscoring opponents 11-6 in the third, and the Stars were being outscored 10-8. They flipped that script at Dallas, and now they have a 2-1 series lead.
Well, we'll see what happens. Nobody said it was going to be easy. It wasn't in the first round for either of these two teams, and I don't think either two are expecting it to be that way as well into this second round. The Dallas Stars retain home ice advantage going into game number 4 coming up on Tuesday. The final score here today, the Dallas Stars 5, the Winnipeg Jets 2. The Stars lead the series 2-1. Totals in the post-game show are coming up next. You're listening to Play Now, Winnipeg Jets playoff hockey on the radio home of the Jets, Power 97 and 680 CJOB.
Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Sunday, May the 11th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 4:30 p.m., Dallas Stars taking the Winnipeg Jets. Stars on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 928, Jets on Internet 951. 7:30 p.m., Florida Panthers taking the Toronto Maple Leafs. Panthers on Sirius 211, XM 219, and Internet 931. Leafs on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 946. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Sunday, May the 11th.
SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio is the place for expert advice, strategy, and information from the best fantasy sports analysis to win your league. Plus, hear pick-by-pick coverage of live drafts and interviews with top players, coaches, and team executives on SiriusXM 87.
Mark Messier is a 6-time Stanley Cup champion. He won 5 with the Edmonton Oilers and 1 with the New York Rangers, and is the only player to captain 2 teams to Stanley Cup championships. In Edmonton, after winning back-to-back Stanley Cup championships in 1984 and 85, it wasn't until 1987 where the team would win their 3rd Stanley Cup championship. Speaking on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Here I stand by myself on my own. What if I lose all control and take a step out into the unknown? Oh, oh, oh. What do I know? What's going on now? Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now. Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I say so? We're just putting on a show. Oh, oh, oh. What do I know? I need to open my eyes and get a touch of that reality. Don't want another surprise. I'd rather want you to just let me be. Oh, oh, oh. What do I know? What's going on now? Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now. Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I say so? We're just putting on a show. Come on, get a grip now of all the ways we parted. You showed in your own way we would stand and we would fall united. Come on, get a grip now. Just finish what you started. Don't like the feeling that I've been fooled, deceived, and so misguided.